Yeah.
The
Um,
audio. My mic's not loud enough. You should be
testing
good.
1, 2, 3.
Oh, maybe I'll turn you up
Hmm.
just a little bit. Yeah, yeah, I'm live.
Yeah, I'm live as well, so we're good over here.
Do your intro.
Well, do you want to do yours, like yours first?
Okay, we want to do the signature Tommy Ito thing. Hello, I'm Tommy Ito. I love Jesus Christ. I love my wife, Jessica Irie, and I love big fat titties. Yippee!
uh,
Uh, there goes my female audience.
what female audience?
Exactly what female audience? They don't exist.
But yeah.
Should I put in background music? That'd be cringe.
Well,
But
do you want to just put Azure Lane like Hornet background music for your end?
does she have a theme?
Bro, there should be a theme.
Check. You know if there's a theme. Pull up the theme. Okay. Check. Pull up the theme for recorded because she's old. Oh, by the way, I'm at the nighttime con, but if you're watching on the Twitch end, he's at the daytime con. We're different time zones right now.
Yep.
It's not because my background's super melanated. It's the Yu-Gi-Oh influence, bro.
Like, okay, during the Shadow Realm, we could actually see her. I'm like in like the normie verse where I can just see other people. You know?
There's a that's isn't that like the dual spirits from GX?
Maybe. I don't really know a lot of Yu besides that.
You don't watch the shows.
Not really.
He
Like
doesn't look.
again, for me, I only watch like the main like first season and a little bit of like some of the newer seasons, but that's about it.
Oh, which newer season?
I only saw like a small clip of them actually playing their like full on deck where they just like use like infinite permanence and like other combos. Like, oh, they're actually following the rules of the TCG versus I just play pot of greed to get 3 cards. I play pot of greed to summon 3 cards.
It was funny. The entire time I'm making like this face because I know I'm tensioning. This is supposed to be about the Hornet and the drama, of course. And we are having the female audience. Do you know why?
Why?
Women love drama.
Women love women with big boobs, you know?
Yeah, and drama.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the only big booba I have on screen is the Hornet. But we got like a live on the we have a live on the scene. Usually we have a third podcaster here. I say usually, but when he's been feeling sick, he's
Also,
live on the scene right
yeah,
now.
he's live at the scene. He's eating food off of the Hornet, you know? Like quite a lucky bastard.
Yeah, he gets eat sushi right off of her, and then she's like, "But I hate the Japanese." That being said, she has a Japanese internment area on her.
Yeah, she unironically has about as much like men inside of her, like she did back in the good old days.
Exactly.
Specifically over 2.5k when her max capacity is like 3.3k.
Damn. What a girl. What a floozy.
Mm-hmm.
It's okay. She accommodates all.
Yeah.
What am I saying?
Oh, also there's a concert at 7 p.m. local time there.
Oh well, that's gonna be in.
Like right now.
If any of you are out there, right, it's gonna be soon. It's gonna be like in
Like right now.
39 minutes.
Right
Why
now.
is it 39 minutes? Why is it right now? You said 7.
Oh yeah, 7 p.m. local over there. Yeah, I just missed. I thought it was like yeah, I just need a couple
I
more.
know my time zones very well. Well, I only know the West Coast time zone very well.
Also, by the way, there is a Peppa meet and greet that you can see on like the right of me. That meet and greet
Yeah.
is actually underneath the USS like Hornet. Like how many like like Japanese
No
people she
Japanese.
shot down. Yeah, and it's right behind the nuclear bomb.
Did you know? Okay, you know what's funny?
What?
When I went on the Hornet, did you see any did you see any swastikas there
Of
on the aircraft?
not a lot.
Yeah, I know a lot of the aircraft would have the swastikas on it, not the naval. A lot of the naval stuff just have the rising flag, oh, rising sun. Mm.
Also, you actually have people bring the Offkite 2023 big bag.
No, I don't. I still have mine, but I use it to carry my Gundam.
Bro, I couldn't fit that in my luggage.
I find ways. I just okay on the flight. I just put it like on my like lap. Call it a day.
Mm.
I hate having to bring everything on flight, but they never complain that I bring these bags on the thing. I've never had issues with flights. I know a lot of people are like super paranoid. Like every time these people try to buy luggage, they're like, "Oh, is this TSA safe? Is it the proper dimensions?" I'm like, I just throw whatever on on my flight, so I don't know what you're doing, bro.
Instead of breaking like TSA, why don't you just start breaking dimensions?
What, I'm just breaking dimensions?
Yep.
I remember that. I was like, 30 hours of waving my glow stick around.
Yep.
I could go for more. I could have gone for another concert if there was another concert. I'm unstoppable. I'm the big idol fan. What about you?
Bro, dude, I am a what's the acronym for like cute girl do cute things?
You girl do cute things. I think they just say that. You girls doing cute things.
Yeah, CGDCT. I do like that, but that goes into like the massive yab that happened between Shiori and a Hollow Star member.
Yeah, so say it immediately because we're on it. Tommy the boatsman. Tommy the boatman. Boat with the it's BOTE, not boats. My boat girl. Yeah, no, go into the thing. Sorry, I was talking to a chatter.
Really, I didn't see the chatter. Oh, that is Tyler. Yeah, okay. But yeah, like, the thing is, like, you have a lot of people like starting to bring up the fact that, oh yeah, she already kind of like ignored the truth when she said that, hey, I won't block you. I would just like mute you, and like you wouldn't even know that like I like blocked you. When she was talking about like how it like one of her quote unquote fans went against a hostile member and like called them out, and then she talked about the fact that she's doing a collab with another Hollister member, which is T Rex, and now they're trying to bring up like a clip about that specific new Hollister member, saying that he had someone on the inside, giving him like information on how to pass interview quizzes.
Well, I also saw a Nepo clip you sent me. Where it said, "Hey, somebody on the inside for everything." So,
Yeah,
why would
that's
you admit that on the stream?
yeah,
That's so dumb.
yeah, that's real dumb.
Yeah. This is why Hollow Star, they should Hollow me. They should hire me for Hollow Stars. I very say so. I only love one woman. I don't like cheating at all. Even in, like, when I play Mahjong with the phase girls, I just like mute the scream and then minimize.
Mm-hmm.
And then I look at chat afterwards. And I just see a bunch of ads and stuff, and then ads and other shit that's like, "Oh, Tommy, defeat them, crush them, Tommy. You have to destroy them, and show them that you're becoming me." I didn't even know Tenma told me to like suck her big fat. I didn't know till afterwards, and somebody clipped that too.
The thing is, I did not know that like when I was going against Irie, that I was actually like playing against them when she was playing Pippa the Ripper, and I just missed all that. and only realizes after the fact.
Dude, they glazed me kind of low. They're like, he's kind of better than that Jade player. Or no, Celestial player? That was insane.
Yeah.
They glazed me. I don't know why.
Well,
Just
what was
why?
Irie? You know?
No, I was on like. Oh, I played with her like actually off screen before with the tourneys. In the tourneys, I've been playing with her and like some other Irie heads that also like are really good at mahjong.
Hmm.
And I was playing against them. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is the most set match ever, right? Like this match is stacked, and not just because of her booba, but everybody was really good at playing, and I still won. And I take pride in that. I beat them.
Also, I can't believe it legitimately took Pippa like 7 months, and now she's like super mahjong addicted, saying like she went from like boo, I hate mahjong, who cares about these tiles, to where like oh my god, I want to play it every single time, and I can't wait to play it again IRL.
I can't believe it. That fish man still takes all my credit. Kevin, you can't take all my credit here. Everybody blames Kevin for it, and I'm like, we had that mahjong thread up in the capitalist server for like so long. It was. We had it before the mahjong craze, and then we're like, how do we get Pitbull to play mahjong? Eventually, it worked. It worked eventually, but no, we wouldn't even have that thread if like I didn't get addicted by. Well, if I didn't have an outlet, I always loved mahjong, but I wouldn't have had an outlet for it without my wife playing the game and being like, you should play mahjong. So, and I'll do streams where we can play together, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I found it. And then I started playing, and then and everybody. No, it was the same way with the homies.
But the thing is, would you rather be addicted to towel game or children's card game?
Ironically, you don't understand my love of mahjong. I've read the Akagi arc. Well, not the Kaiji arc. I've watched the Akagi show. I love title game, and I've always wanted an outlet for title game. But yeah, it was nice seeing Pippa into it. Too bad they're not too into Rigi City right now.
Hmm.
I think Irie was only vaguely aware because I did quote retweet her, and I'm like, I spent a lot of money getting the Akagi, and she's like, oh my gosh, they have that collab event. I'm like, yeah, and it was very awkward because I know she didn't watch Akagi yet, but she seems to like the character because
It's literally you.
somebody in chat keeps using the profile pic, so I'm really curious about wanting to watch the show.
Huh.
Yeah, that guy. I don't like that guy. He's stinky.
But back to the con itself. It seems like she's having a lot of fun. I can't believe she messed up two waiting rooms, honestly. It's,
Yeah, it's streamer things, bro. You mess up the waiting rooms.
yeah. I think she had the carry con staff just laugh at her in DMs, like, oh my god, I can't believe you messed it up again. We'll just record it.
We'll record it. You sit this out. We have it. We got this. It's better than most stuff.
Well, let's go Binted.
But yeah. So yeah, she set up that. She's doing meet and greets, and she's on the Hornet.
She's going
She
on
said
karaoke.
she loves Eagle Union, so that's pretty cool.
Hmm. Dude, I can't believe she legitimately just put an entire tier list of her lusting over women and saying, no, 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 guys, I'm still straight. Totally.
Women are allowed. VTubers are
Bruh. Ain't no way. You're unironically trying to court the Fujo audience?
Only like a novel story.
What do you mean? That's like the Niji's whole stick there.
Fine, I'll get into Niji.
But bro, but you only get 2% of Irie.
Yeah, but like, I could have a new persona that's like not, yeah, it's a persona, bro. It's all kayfabe. I'm lusting after the homies and the by gen mates.
Hmm. Hmm. Very sus.
It's kayfabe, bro. It's kayfabe. I didn't even have to mention the homies. I should have just said gen mates.
Yeah, yeah. Why'd you mention the homies? Huh?
It's very funny to say that kind of thing to the homies. Makes me lol.
Wow.
XD colon XD bros XD.
But yeah, like the thing is, like going back to her messing up two rating rooms, like she eventually got to the Kahoot, and just look at the fact that you have like about her saying like, hey, look at your like your VTubers, like who are these? Is it Phase Connect and all that stuff? Like,
Was it Face Connect? Tell me the answers. I wasn't. I don't know the answers. I didn't have somebody telling me the answers on the inside, bro.
also she then had a question saying, hey, is Phase Connect Japanese? Is Phase Connect a Japanese company? And it was like true or false. And it had Kaleido there.
Oh, it's a leaf company. It's okay. It happens. What stays in DG stays in DG. Exactly what happens in DG stays in DG. Okay. He's right.
Oh, but
Look, it's like
but again, the thing is, you still had so many Pippa socks that are sold out super quickly. It's ridiculous, you know.
can you imagine how many femboys are buying those socks?
It's ridiculous, unironically.
I bet even some muscular men are buying the socks and putting them on.
Man,
So does that do anything for you? Because this time, this podcast, I'm gonna destroy the bit. Like thinking about stuff I don't like
what,
femboys and
bro?
muscular men in socks.
And you're talking about like destroying the bit, and you're referring to your bit. Like, come on,
I have to be meta about it. It destroys the bit.
huh? Whoa, do you
So
see that tower our homie from the inside is showing? Man, look at that
I'm
tower.
gonna have to post it. We're gonna do the thing where I make a collage.
Yeah, just post her new deck onto the stream.
Yeah. Okay. This is kind of lewd, so I'm gonna censor it a little. Put a blur on it. I can't just,
Show all of her masked onto the
yeah,
stream, you know?
bro. You might get a little frightened if I showed the mask. You might be a little intimidated. I don't want to scare the audience.
Bro, you can unironically you can see like one of the cosplayer compared to the massive big mask that she has.
Possible. Oh yeah, they're there. Hold on. Where's my blur effects? I need a blur. Blur Doko. This is a light thing. Yeah, this is a blur. We'll just put a sensor on it. And call it a day. Oh my gosh, I don't have blur effects. I'm gonna end myself. I'm using. Okay, fine. I'm putting the full thing on it. I hope you guys know that. Posting her face.
All of it? Man, you're gonna show all of it?
Yeah,
Ain't no
this is
way.
like live stream now. I'm gonna show it off. She's Hornet's gonna whip it out on you guys. I hope
Man.
you understand. Okay, I'm gonna post it. Oh, it's big. It's big. Oh, it's huge. She's big, bros. Put it. Hold on. What am I moving there? I'm moving like a hidden image. I'm just gonna like clip this part, and we'll move one like over here. Still in the water, okay?
Mm.
Look at that mass. Oh no. Zoom out in distance. That would help. But now there's a big, long mass just there. Goodbye. Goodbye, Missoula.
But yeah, but yeah, there's like
Arm
not
yourself. No, she can't.
the thing is like there's still not a lot of exclusive con stuff there for Carrier Con, but the thing is like we do have confirmation about like several of the cons that Phase is confirmed to go to because they already have pre-booked it. So it'll be very
Is
interesting if,
Offguy one of them, or am I going to end myself here now?
huh?
Is Offguy one of them, or am I going to end myself here now?
Avkai is one of them that's confirmed.
Let's go! Okay, that's all that matters to me.
Also, for you, this is gonna be also very important, but I'm gonna DM it to you.
Mm-hmm. It's exclusive Thommy. Important
Yeah,
info.
yeah, that's also confirmed.
Oh! Damn. Yeah, that's very close.
Yeah, you ready
I
for
mean, you
that?
can say it. I don't live there. I just have to travel there.
But still, again, we're gonna do it again. We're gonna run it back.
We're running it back. Man, it's not a West Coast con, but it's okay. I like the West Coast cons because I actually wake up on time and I don't feel sleepy.
Yeah, like unironically, I'm like acclimated to like West Coast time, and it just feels weird. Where to like travel back is like, I hate mornings.
Yeah. First time I ever went to West Coast and I came back, I'm like, how come I'm sleeping until the afternoon? Why is my Yoshi stream so late? Because they're usually around 6 and there's still daylight out when she streams normal, like West Coast. I still remember that, by the way. I was at the homie's house, and everybody's like, "Why isn't she putting on the tie?" So I go and message her. I'm like, "Can you put on the tie? My homies want to see the tie on." And she puts on the tie.
Yeah,
Just
that's what we're all waiting for.
and they're like cheering and stuff. I'm like, I love her whether she has the tie on or not, but it's okay. That was the outfit. There's only one bit I hate that she does.
What is it?
I know she loves the mute bit, but I don't like the mute bit.
Uh,
I just don't like mute bits. I'm like, if I want to hear you mute, I could just, uh, it's just the rest of the week, where you don't stream. That's mute enough for me.
she could
But it's
legitimately
very
just do
annoying.
the pinball game while mute, you know?
Pinball. Yeah, at least there's something to watch when there's like mute and pinball. But still, I want to hear her yapping. Her voice soothes my soul.
Is that your ASMR to go to bed to?
I can't actually sleep with her talking, even the ASMR, because it's not the fact that we're going into the bit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Uh, it's not the fact that her voice, like makes me awake. It's more like I get really excited when she talks.
Huh. What do you
So
mean by that?
I mean, like I'm an attentive listener when she talks, and
Huh.
she
That's how you phrase it. Attentive listener.
I do. I listen. Like this is why I know. I tell people to do their reps because they'll say something stupid, and I'll be like, "She already said that like ages ago." You just gotta remember. But other than that, yeah, I'm an attentive listener, and I love her voice, and the heartbeat make my her heartbeat makes me sing to her heartbeat. And okay, everyone stop. No, I think I peaked my mic with that one. Got really
So,
upset.
so you're saying that you're interlinked then?
Interlinked. Yeah. Exactly. Cells within cells. Interlinked.
Also, the thing is, if you check out the stream on my end, you actually have Pippa smoking, so she's unironically Jorban out.
What, she's smoking?
Yeah, check
Like
out.
on her.
Yeah, legitimately on
Man.
the top right corner, you have like someone brings cigarettes, and she smoked one.
Oh.
And you also
She
had someone
probably
bring a jorb to CarrierCon.
I love I love ciggies. Not as much as I love my wife, but I love ciggies, but I got rid of them. Can you imagine getting rid of stuff for a woman? I don't have to imagine.
The thing is, the worst thing for me is that if I had to actually learn how to like smoke or do something like that for a woman.
Yo, what's up, Squishy? Welcome. Yeah, oh, you want to smoke for a woman? Yeah, what I want to do, I'm gonna. How's the con? The only person that went is Cypher at the moment.
Yeah, he's there and he's chilling
He's the
out.
one that gave us the mask picture.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's pretty cool. And yeah, smoking isn't too bad. I actually, the very first time I ever smoked, and my friends took a picture of it because they're like, "Why are you doing it so well? Why are you smoking so?" I'm like, it's in my genes to smoke.
Mm.
Yeah, good for him. I hope the homie's having a ton of fun. Yeah, they took pictures of it, and I just started posting pictures of me smoking, and then Irie's like, "They look cool in pictures."
He had ciggies, but now he's
Yeah,
on
ciggies.
now he's on
I
only
don't. I don't.
Zins.
I don't like this. I don't like to smoke weed. I don't like the smell of weed. It stinks. You know that for a fact. I went to remember when we went to New York
Yeah,
and
it smelled like weed
it smelled
so
like weed
much.
everywhere. I'm like, where's the sticky smell? I hate the sticky smell.
But those pizza those were not bad.
You constantly going for pizza. I'm like, huh. I don't like that was open air because they had to deal with the hobos. Freaking homeless.
But the thing is, we did have Jollibee there.
Jollibee was okay.
Yeah.
I like the spaghetti, but I don't know. I don't want to get the hype. And I know if any of you are Filipinos in chat, you're going to be upset.
The
But I
thing
thought,
the thing is, it's more of, hey, I can get some like Filipino food. However, it is about the fact that it's like a rare taste. But the thing is, if you're in the mood for that specific taste, then you want to go there.
oh yeah. Well, no, the thing is, I have like I'm really sensitive to certain smells, and weed is one of them. So I just don't enjoy it. It's kind of like cologne. I don't like cologne smell. It makes me sick.
Mm.
And what else? I always like the smell of cigs though. Growing up with it.
Huh.
Yeah, because I had to be in close proximity to that kind those smells, and I just didn't enjoy it.
Did you
But
also hear some like ceiling birds when you're there?
what did I hear that?
Yep.
I wasn't in anybody's house. It's funny though. We do have a chirp at work, and every day I'm like, we gotta fix that thing. I know they hire people for it, but they never fix the thing. I get upset. You don't know. You don't understand how much the chirp sets me off. Unlike my background image, I'm not validated to like ignore that sound. I'm sorry.
Oh man.
But it's true. Like I don't understand how you don't hear it. Is it like a hearing thing?
No, you just tune it out. It's like
Yeah,
gunshots,
I
you
don't
know.
know. I don't know how you tune that out. It's just so annoying. Oops. I was having a freak out moment. But yeah, despite all the jokes, I'll still love the melanated homies. I know you guys watch.
Speaking of melanation, have you seen like the black pepper?
No, but I remember the mascot thing, and people were joking that that was blackface.
Yeah, like it's just like even in her meet she does not actually like put on like the alternate outfit for Shipkin, which is weird.
Yeah, well, no, yeah, I was consistently like exposed to it, so I really couldn't ignore it. I just don't like the smell. But if you wanna, if any of you smoke near me, I won't have an issue. But like, I won't have it like a personal issue because I'll try to like phase it out. Oh, you mean, or you mean the chirp? The chirp is pretty consistent. I hear it on that third floor all the time. It makes me insane. Yeah, going with the pit bull, the black pit bull.
Yeah, again, do you want to link the Twitch stream
Sure.
because like so they can understand exactly what we're talking about? Because the thing is like we do have the fact that you have
Yeah, like,
Mint saying that she's graduating, not graduating, and you made Sakura like DM her saying, "Wait, you're graduating?"
oh, you mean the mint thing, right?
Yeah, the Mint thing. Yeah,
Yeah,
that happened this
lucky,
week.
dream.
Yeah. So
That's it.
yeah, just link the stream. But the thing is, yeah, Squishy,
That's the best part is dream.
you had Mint like linking back to a old like
Yeah, hold on,
like
I'm down.
old post on Twitter about her like previous graduation as Mint Thommy, and saying like, oh yeah, like they call back and saying like I'm not graduating, and then Sakura saw that. Didn't see her saying I'm not graduating, and then DM'd her saying, "Wait, you're graduating?" And then she made
Wait,
that post.
hold on. I'm putting in the. I'm putting that in. There we go.
Yeah.
That's also the stream. Oops. Oh, the girls front line. I love girls front line too. If I could, if it wasn't Beam, I would put HK everywhere on this screen.
Man.
You would be able to stop me because it would be on my end.
Yep. I know.
I'm gonna post it right now. It's it's not even worth it.
Well, it's
Like
different because one's melanated, the other one's not.
this looks funny. This is somebody's image, like somebody's thumbnail, but I'm gonna steal it. Guys, I'm stealing a thumbnail. Please don't tell the guy. If he finds out, he'll cry.
Yoink.
I like his freaking thumbnail. It looks cute. Looks cute. I'm taking it. But yeah, like I said, go on the next topic. Is there any? Oh, I did briefly talk about the thing. You know that one VTuber that was like what was it called? She was flipping models.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh, she. There was an artist that was really mad because she's like she paid 2K for that model, right?
Yep.
And then sold it for 4K, which was her original asking price, but she got haggled down. And I don't see the controversy, to be honest. I think
Well,
the artist is just having a little hissy fit.
that's because the thing is you had actual negotiation, and it like she was using the asset to then flip to someone else.
Yeah, I don't get the controversy for that.
Yeah, it's just like people doing business stuff.
Yeah, like I don't get why you're so upset. Why are you mad, bro?
It's just a game.
It's just a game. I'm just jorking it.
Oh, the squishy. You know the Shipkin model where you have the toggle between the pink and black hair. Yeah, it's that.
Oh, so,
Yeah.
but it's not saving. I'm
What?
losing my mind right now.
The what?
It's not saving.
Bruh. Skill issue,
It's
Dio.
fake. Yeah, unironically. I'm gonna copy it. I'm gonna place it into Paint. I love Paint. Crop that.
Also,
Okay,
we
so saving it. Oh no, go ahead.
the thing is, we need to talk about the shadows of your stream with Assassin's Creed Shadow, because my
We
goodness,
have to.
my goodness, that game was such a flop.
I hate that what they did to Oichi, Nobunaga's sister.
Yeah, it.
That's literally that's one of the reasons I'm not gonna touch that.
And the thing is, do you know how bad the AI for that game is?
No, because I didn't play the.
So
I don't play. Yeah, go ahead.
there's a clip where you literally have the like one of the main characters legitimately prone on the ground, and the AI can't hit you. It's that bad. It's literally that bad.
Yeah, exactly. That was a woman who was very loyal to her husbands. Like she literally, I say husbands because she married twice. First, she married Nagamasa Zai, right? And that was for an alliance with the Zai clan. And it's a very tragic tale because they had like three kids together. Is he still Hashiba?
Dude,
He was Hashiba.
I have no idea. I never played those
You don't know
games.
this? It's not just games. This is actually
I
real.
know it's actual history, but the thing is, I still haven't played those games, so I have no sense of bearing.
Okay, so
Didn't he get the name after like taking over the Oda clan and trying to
what?
reunify?
No, he didn't. He would have been off. He changed his name as a sign of loyalty.
Oh,
He his original name was Tanoshe Kinashka or something, right? Like that, like some kind of like peasant name where everybody's like, that guy's a peasant. Hideyoshi defeated the 13-day shogun Mitsuhide.
yep.
So they wiped out the Akechi, and then they went to fight. You know, then they had the internal struggle, and it ended with Nobunaga's sister Lady Uichi, right, killing herself, along with Kaizu Shibata killing himself. So they
Mm.
both, like, they honor killed themselves together because she. It wasn't an Azai situation where there was somebody to go back to,
Yep.
because what would happen, right? Because at that point he was called Hideyoshi. After he took control, he became Hideyoshi Toyotomi, right?
Mm.
So she pretty much just killed herself for good reason because she would have to marry Hideyoshi Toyotomi afterwards, you
Mm.
know.
Yeah, and now get to Lubu levels, you know?
Well, there wasn't a lot of traitorism in that. That's just a bunch of people who have to fight over restoring order rather than like betrayal.
Yeah.
Because Lubu just betrayed anything to get ahead. Louis Blue literally betrayed. What they list of trade? He betrayed his first stepfather, right?
Mm-hmm.
Ding Yong. Ding Yong. Then he betrayed Dong Shuo. Then he betrayed the emperor. Then he betrayed Liu Bei, and he could have possibly betrayed Cao Cao at some point, but Liu Bei's like, don't trust that guy. Just have him executed. Literally, that's the only reason that Cao Cao didn't kill Lu Bu, because he was like, I could use this guy, but then uh, Liu Bei reminded him. He's like, remember Ding Yong said that? Remember Dong Shuo said that? Don't trust that guy. And then Zhang Liao, who wanted to be killed, he said, yeah, I'm gonna die. You can execute me. And Cao Cao's like, okay, fine, whatever. He was about to kill him too, and then Guan Yu was like, "That guy's my friend, and he's a very strong officer. You could use his talents." And so he's like, "You know, Guan Yu, I trust you."
I had you under my military and I trust you. You did well.
Yeah, that's literally what happened. And then, excuse me, I'm spinning out of Zen.
You're zenning up?
I've been Zenning,
Man.
but yeah. Oh my gosh, I'm just going into art. That's actually the reason I already told me to embrace my cringe, because I was like, I have Romance of the Three Kingdoms autism. I had to tell you that. She was like, she was talking about some chatter, knowing a lot. She's like, you know a lot of historical figures. I was like, I know about art of Romance of the Three Kingdoms, and she's like, I read it at some point. I think it's like required reading that like every Asian person has to know.
Not every Asian, but a lot of Orientals have to know it.
Exactly. I like that a lot though. It's a very good book to read,
It
even
is.
though it's probably very
It's
dark.
it's one of the classics, like Chinese classics.
Unironically, yeah. It's did they ever?
No, I think there's four.
I thought they dropped Red Curtain.
Uh, mm, Recording's still there.
Red Curtain's still there. I thought they got rid of it because they're like that's not a classic.
Sorry, not Red Curtain. Red Chamber.
Red Chamber. That's what I was thinking of. Yeah, Red Chamber. That's the fourth one.
Also, there's
Do you not?
also let me just say this again: Romance of the Three Kingdoms, Water Margin, Journey to the West, the Golden Base, Red Chamber, and the Scholars.
I know. Do you know what Red Chamber is?
Is it's smut?
It's Red Chamber is the no Red Chamber is a side story off of Water Margin. So
Oh.
there's a officer in yeah there's
You mean the scoffing scholar of Lan Ling?
no well, he wasn't a scholar, he was more like a general.
Oh no, sorry, that's who was attributed to writing it. My bad.
Yeah. So he has his whole yeah it doesn't include romance and stuff, so I guess you could say it's fun.
Yeah, it's a classic Lumi classic.
Yeah. But yeah, it's pretty good read. Water Margin is very weird. Do you ever see that one kids show? I used to watch it before I went to school in the morning.
No, I don't think I know what you're talking about.
There's a show based on water margin. It's called 108 Heroes. Oh no, Hero 108. That's what it's called. It's based off of them. Because the cons. By the way, I also call it 100 108 Heroes because there's a Blade War. This is actually where I got most of my water margin lore, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's called water margin like that. There's an alternative title. I think it's the Bandits of something something swamp or something. Something marsh. Do you know why it's a? Do you know where they set up? It's kind of related to romance.
Where
Just guess what kingdom that they have like
song?
their. No, I mean of the three kingdoms.
Shoe.
No, it was actually Wu, like the Wu territory.
Yeah,
That's where they
water.
set up.
Yeah, I should just guess wood at that point. It's literally water.
Oh my god, my mic peaked in my laughing. But okay. I will say, yeah, they set up in Wu territory, but the main character of the story is directly compared to Liu Bei. Because he's like the benevolent type, oh, I just beheaded this guy and his entire family, but I gave some poor beggar bread kind of guy.
Man, long years win again.
I love that. They're like, Liu Bei's so virtuous, and the thing I said Iron was like, touchdown, Liu Bei! I went over the lore. I'm like, yeah, he had a mentally deficient heir because he slammed them on the ground, and everybody gave him the childhood nickname of a doe, which means stupid.
Mm.
You know what he does? He does the stupidest thing. So he
So
goes to
true.
get caught.
So real.
You know what he did?
What? Oh yeah, like call back Lube, like Drew get young multiple times.
No, you're thinking of Sean Wei.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, he called back Sean Wei multiple times on but the reasoning of why he did that is because he trusted Hong Hao, who was a eunuch. He loved the eunuch so much. It's like
But there's nothing to like actually luck about the eunuchs.
they're, they're just a big political faction, and he wormed his way into being like the top advisor for the Shu Emperor because he became most trusted, and he would always he would always be in court, and he'd always entertain the emperor, right?
Mm-hmm.
So people would be like, he would only listen to this eunuch over anybody else.
SMH.
Xiao Yun should have still been alive. Long would have told him, he's like, stop trusting that freaking ballless man, that ballless clown. Disgusting. He should have told him, do you know the history of the Han Empire? Remember where it fell? And now you're part of the Shu Han Empire, and now you're making it
Bro.
also fall.
Okay, the thing is, he would just refer, "Hey, remember my name?" And it's like, "Oh."
I love. Well, always like a huge thing and why he's listed as one of the five Tiger Generals, but I think Xilong doesn't get enough credit. That guy was like 63 when he died in battle, bro.
That's real old for back in that day.
Yeah, like, oh no, a lot of these generals survived, but Xilong was like one of the ones that survived the longest. Liu Ha, Lao Ha, right?
Mm-hmm.
He also survived. He lived for like 100 years, and they refer to the Shu general Liu Ha as the only guy who saw. By the way, that's who wrote the romance. His son, I believe, one of his descendants wrote it.
Hmm.
But he got it off of the stories told in his family because Liu Ha saw the fall of the Han Dynasty and he saw the fall of the Shu Han Dynasty.
SMH.
He was alive for both events.
Shu bias wins again.
Oh yeah, because he was a Shu off. It makes sense.
So he was there for Chibi, and
Yeah,
oh my,
yeah. So he was around in a lot of battles, so he has a lot of merit to him, and that's okay. I do. This is why I like way more. They base it not on outstanding events. They base the ranking on merit. The only one that's an exception is Zheng Liao, who saw a lot of combat and all that. He has merit, but he also did he held Hefei, Hefei Castle with like 500 troops.
yeah, pretty based.
Do you know that the whole story of that?
Oh no, I don't know about Heifei Castle a lot.
So what happened at Hefei, right?
Hmm.
Was Zheng Liao led the charge directly at Sun Quan, right?
Yep.
Sun Quan had an army of 10K, and he only had 500. And he's like, "This is our plan, right? We'll get Sonic the Hedgehog, Yuichi, Jin to destroy the bridge
Hmm.
to prevent escape."
And I'll just jump over and fuck him up.
And no, no, the jumping over is actually what Sun Quan did.
Oh.
Yeah. So what happened was they led a charge, and they were going right for Sun Quan, and they're like, "Okay, okay, my lord, you gotta hop that, you gotta jump that bridge." And he's like, he literally prayed that he would jump the bridge, that he would make it, right? And he
Hmm.
was able to do it. I was talking about the Romance of the Three Kingdoms. Evangelical. Evangelion. Yeah.
Evangelion.
Evangelion. I'll never say it right. But, but yeah. I was talking about how, like, Zheng Liao was being based. And the words, after that battle, they legit said, they have a thing in the Wu Kingdom where if a kid was misbehaving and not going on bed, they're like, Zheng Liao will come for you. Oh, he's under your bed right now.
He's running from like the northern province right now to get you.
When he actually died at Hefei, right? Zheng Liao did die at Hefei Castle later on under Cao Pi, of course, because Cao Pi's incompetent. I hate Cao Pi. But he did later die. Shun Chuan was so happy. He was like, "Oh my gosh, the nightmare's over. We finally got him."
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
Exactly. It was like a huge celebration for Wu to finally end Zhang Liao. It's not really covered in the novels too well, though. More like a historical thing. Um, what is covered in the novels is the death of Zheng He. That was a very triumphant point for like Shu, because when Kong Ming killed him in an ambush, he's just like, "I can't believe we did it. We killed like their best general. We did it, bro. We killed a 5-star general."
Dude, Jing Liao and Zheng He, if they still survived, there ain't no way the Sima clan ever wins.
Yeah, those were they didn't even Zhang He didn't even like Sima Yi. He literally told him, he's like, if I follow that, you're stupid, because if I follow that, I'm gonna die if I pursue in this battle. And he's like, "Do it anyways," and he does, and then he literally died. He's like, "I know an ambush when I see it."
Why didn't Zheng He just
Yeah, he
surrender?
outsmarted Kang Ming at that point. It's only the fucking chain of command got him.
Why didn't he just surrender to Kong Min at that point? You know?
Could be the Wei loyalist. I know that he betrayed Yuan Shao, but at that point he was old and pretty indebted to Wei at that point. Also, like I said, he's one of their top generals, so that'd be embarrassing. Do you know who surrendered to Shu and got like trashed on?
I think we know.
Yujin.
Yeah.
Yujin surrendered to Shu, and Cao Cao mocked him so bad. Every Wei general mocked the guy for even surrendering for that. That he later just died of he died of the stress that he was receiving, and they put him in some unmarked grave for being a traitor.
Damn.
I mean, if Cao Cao hates you, you know you messed up. Because Cao Cao, his son died, he built like a whole enshrined tomb with like his favorite animal there, and his sword
The
Really
yaoi.
highlights. No, besides the yaoi.
See, you admit that you like the yaoi.
But what I like is if you do the bonds
Bro, he could have really used Google in the calendar system.
yeah, he could have. Because, like I said, that's why he's the right hand. You know his story. So, he had a privilege that no other right hand. The emperor declared Cao Cao the king of Wei.
Mm-hmm.
So, he would. Cao Cao was moving everybody to, instead of being Han subjects, subjects of the empire, they were now subjects of Wei. And he goes to Xiaodu. He says to him, he's like, no, but you're a Han subject. You have to be on equal footing with me, right? That's how much I depend on you, how much I trust you. And through what Xiaodu did,
What?
he's like, no, it would be an honor to be a subject of yours, cousin. I would love to be your subject because I only have loyalty to you, not the empire.
Damn.
Oh, that was so based. But yeah, that's also another reason I think Cao Cao's a Han loyalist because he legit went to somebody he wanted to be considered his equal, and he said, "You have to be a Han subject."
But the thing,
But
imagine having a cousin that based in that good.
yeah, he did have another cousin as well. Yuan. You
Yep.
know him. Now Yuan, he also lists in the Star Generals as well, but he's also not outstanding. I don't even know if it's nepotism. They can't blame it on nepotism. You know why? He actually had, for a Wei general, he had one of the highest merit rankings. He'd be on pretty much every battlefield, and they specifically made him a star general off of merit because he never did anything outstanding. They only said he had excellent archery skills, and he still lost to Hung Zhong.
Yeah. Rip Bozo. You lost to an old fart.
Dude, that old fart though, he was a master archer, and his subject too, Yan Yan. That's specifically why he was recruited. Him and Yan Yan were recruited because of their archery skill.
Literally skill def.
Yeah, well, Lubu also had a really good archery skill. They don't talk about it very often.
It's only mentioned like once or twice, that's it.
Well, there is one huge feat that they mention it for, which is when Lubu threw his halberd into the he threw it, I think 100 yards or something,
Yep.
and he's like, okay, if I hit this with my arrow, right? Because at the time, Liu Bei and Yuan Shu were fighting. He's like, and he was on the side of Yuan Shu at the time, right?
Mm-hmm.
But he was kind of, he was in Liu Bei's home, pretty much. So he's kind of conflicted on it. And he goes, if I hit my halberd with this arrow, you guys have to end the war right now. And Yuan Shu's like, you can't. They're both like, you can't do that. That's impossible. And he does it. And they're like, okay, I guess we end the war.
He's like he's automatically like if I hit this arrow, the best arrow, then you guys end this war.
Yeah, he did that, and they did. See, this is how we solve all wars. You throw your halberd, and you're like, I'm gonna hit this with my arrow.
You do like impossible like physical feats.
Yeah, you gotta do it out of respect or something. It's kind of like history where like people just well, not even history, just in general. There's gotta be more times where they just stop war to enjoy like something that you can mutually agree on. You know?
Hmm. Well, speaking
Like even if
of
you're
war, again, I still can't believe you legitimately have like Carrier Con legitimately say boat goes minted, and they had to delete it because mint wasn't there.
oh, man, got robbed.
Well, do you know about boat
They
goes
scrapped
minted?
it. They scrapped the. They scrapped it.
No, they. I think they deleted that tweet. But the thing is, you know about boat goes minted, right?
Not entirely.
Oh boy, this is a Hollow Live meme from Gigi. You know about Gigi, right?
Yeah.
Do you remember the 21st night of September?
You know what I will say though? You
Well,
should just explain everything for the audience.
so Gigi is one of the like talents from Justice. Not is it Justice? Uh, no, I don't think it's Justice. Let me just double check.
You know, guys, I should really call this VTuber Fab and VTuber Yachi, who mostly talks about like historical things. History lessons with Thommy. But you know, I do the explanations for history thing. You could do the explanations for the VTuber things.
Yeah, it actually is like from Justice. I'm right. I'm right. But
That generator.
yeah, that generation. But the thing is, she's such a gremlin, and and she literally like takes things like statistically to the moon, where she literally went on a several-hour stream of singing the like 21st night of September, and it just like traumatized into so many people. And then she
Over and
then
over.
and then she then went to Minecraft and like legitimately like somehow autistically puzzled her way into Boko's Binted. Went from from like photos printed to Bogo's minted to Boko's minted. And man,
Boko's been.
Boko's minted, and then it just like
So
man.
was it ESL moment, or is it like
No, no,
a game
she
mode?
no she was in a Minecraft mode, and like eventually like mind brained herself into saying Boko's minted, and like it just stuck.
I can experience that. Like you say that, like whenever I watch my VODs,
Mm-hmm.
I do sometimes, and just to look for clippable moments to like post.
Yep.
But I say something, and I'm like, why did I say that? Am I stupid? Like I don't even recall saying half the things I say. That, that's funny.
Yeah, that's because like streamers need to be in like not thinking about what they're saying, but like it's a stream of consciousness. So when you have stream of consciousness, you're not actively thinking about what you're saying. You just allow your overall rambling and somewhat coherent thoughts stitched together into an actual sentence.
Yeah, felt that. Like say you could marry a woman for a price of a boba.
Well,
It's that easy.
well, have you seen like Fansly and all that stuff? It's unironically true.
Oh, okay, I did look into fans. Like, you know why?
Why?
A certain VTuber, like a certain indie VTuber, came into my consciousness because I saw the artwork. Somebody was posting artwork of Cinder, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, I wonder where she streams. And there's just fans.
Bruh,
Oh,
ain't no way you're into that like hellhound.
no, I was just like checking it out. I want to see what it was about.
The thing is, you know that her
She
parents
was on.
found out
She,
about her spicy ASMR content behind the paywall, right?
oh, you mean the joys, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw those like leaked. So somebody because when I was doing research, because I always do research, I find a VTuber that I want to do research about,
Mm-hmm.
and somebody just leaked that one, and then they were confused on who did it. They're like, who did that one? And then some people were claiming she did it. Some people were claiming Silvermale did it. It was like that whole debate.
Oh,
It was odd.
Man, that goes like speaking of joys, that goes into like a lot of what happens in Tingle, where you have Zenya and Menace and Peachy who do a lot of that stuff, you know?
I'm surprised. Well, I think Melody is like the full screams. I used to follow her
Oh,
back when.
Melody, she does like she does love and stuff.
Yeah, I was I followed her back when she was in my consciousness when it came to a lot of the what was it? Oh, when all the e girls were mad at her.
I was about back in like 2020, 2019.
Yeah, yeah, like back then,
Oh.
they were really mad at her, and so I'm like, I'll check it out. I never watched the lewd content. I just watched like the interview contents that she did.
Yeah, a lot of the loot content is on like at like adult rated sites, so
Yeah, yeah.
also I still can't believe
Well, she talked about that, so I knew about that.
yeah, and the things I still can't believe you had the person who created like her model tried to go after her after she was massively successful and in a corporation. You know?
Wasn't that? Oh yeah, the person who did the model. I was thinking of Mal otherwise. What was that? Meow Meow. You know that guy?
No.
I've talked with that. I've talked with him, and he said something like, well, first of all, I think he had a whole controversy himself, right?
Hmm.
So it's not something I'd like to talk about because it's like I talked directly to somebody who was in a huge controversy.
Yep.
And he was the one who I guess was the corpo. Now look at me. It's come full circle.
Hmm.
So that's my little interaction with him. Like I can't remember a lot of the other stuff he was saying. I think he was trying to. Oh, I was drunk and I was talking about like stupid ideas, and then he's like, I'm gonna write this down. These ideas sound great.
Literally a content farming machine.
Yeah, I'm giving out random suggestions. I never really. I just find myself like stumbling into it.
But do you know who else is stumbling?
Stumbling.
A lot of the drama tubas that try to go against V and U. Man.
Against us? What did we do?
Not us, but like the ones that people know about like false ID and others, like man, they legitimately went on a several day banting spree against V and U when V and U was announcing some
Oh,
graduations.
I think it's saying me and you. I'm like, what?
Yeah,
What did we
V
do?
and U. That's the
What?
company name, the one that Amon Surfing
Yeah.
graduated from.
Yeah, I saw that whole thing. Like, Rev says Desu or whatever
Yep.
was quoted a lot.
Hmm.
Check the Twitters. It was like a huge thing where they're going after certain things, and then everybody pushed back against the drama. Yeah, see, drama tubing no longer stable. I'm sorry, we have to cancel. We're gonna bury the Chuubacast again. I would at a heartbeat. But I do enjoy these little talks, and I don't really focus on the whole how it was.
Dude,
That's what makes. That's why I like this iteration better. It's not like the old one.
the thing is, you need to know how things were to appreciate what you have now.
Yeah. So like, if I talk about the Chubbacast, I'd be like, yeah, I'm glad it's very. I'm glad that some people enjoyed it. People didn't even like the drama streams. You know what they liked? They
What?
liked when we were just goofing around.
Just yapping.
Well, not just yapping. Like, I think the AI generated thing was very funny because they were just generating random AI stuff.
Mm.
And then VTubers were talking in the Like 500 people saw my feet or something.
Bruh, dude. The thing is, unironically, what, like now that we have like AI and it's actually become like really good. Like, dude, unironically, this like McDonald's cat like video cooking and stuff is unironically like
I like that they make baby noises though. That's my only criticism.
the what?
It's cringe. The baby noises the cat makes. Those aren't cat noises. Those are baby noises.
Yeah, but the thing is, this is without audio. Like, just
Yeah, I mute it and I watch. That's all I do.
the things I'm sending it, it's still processing, but I'm sending it to you. But like, it's unironically like we're actually progressing in AI a lot better. And if you, like, some people unironically have AI compile stuff like a search engine because they see it as better. And it's just
Yeah.
both good and crazy that we're getting to a point where to in order to continue to improve AI, we need to have actual limbic motion and to utilize textile and physical constraints to then ground the AI into physical reality to then understand how to apply things in reality to what questions people have.
Yeah. And then another thing is like if any of you, any listeners see my profile pic, it's still the AI generated image. I started as like an AI like key. Well, no, I did. If I include the Chuubacast, I started off as Kaiji, then I moved to Akagi, then I moved to my AI character, which is just a placeholder to be honest, because now I just use Luce. But I do have an artist trying to get me, because I sent him a reference to something I do want, so I'm trying to get a live 2D actual VTuber. And finally, like, I know one person, they always come into my chat, they're like, when are you going to become a Shoda, Tommy? When are you embracing it? And I'm like, soon. I haven't. Although, but I talked to him a lot. You know it. I'm in voice chat with him a lot.
Oh.
Yeah. Well, the cat boy, the crystals. I don't know if I should say his name. Um, but he always posts the Molly stuff. I love the Molly images that he sends me. Like the snail saw. She's revving up the snail saw continuously. Or I still need the snail gun. Do you know about the Molly?
No.
Molly's just like a snail VTuber. I think he follows her a lot and like does art for her. Not specifically, but I think it's fan art. But he was showing me the images they have in her server where they get hyped about a new emote or a new GIF that pops up and they just post it and spam it. It's so funny. So like Snail Gun and they're like, oh my god, I love Snail Gun, and then they post like Snail Gun all over her like channel.
Hmm.
It's so funny. Seems like a great. I mean, if the homie likes her, then obviously she's a good VTuber on my good VTuber list.
What's good and bad about the current VTuber market is the fact that you have so many Chubas that you can't hold on to them. You know?
Yeah, well, that's why I'm picky. I know wife first. Um, Wife is also she, so I don't have that separation anymore. I used to say she was my wife, but Pippa's my Oshi. And not Pippa. Well, I didn't give her. I didn't at NYC. I didn't give her my name, but she did call me a gooner or a
Yeah,
gooner.
that's because you're an Irie head, and you had the like happy of Irie.
Yeah, happy on too. And she's like, oh, you like Irie, right?
You're a gooner.
No, she's like this. She's like, oh, you like Irie, right? You, she doesn't have the. She has the assets I don't have, right? Coomer. Pippa's fun to talk to. It's okay. She reminds me of my little sister. That's why I talk to her. That's like I say a lot of YouTubers give up like my like older brother vibes. I prox the least amount when she talks about her little hobbies.
Hmm.
I do get like that older brother energy a little bit, but I'm more like happy that she's happy for her hobbies. try to, get interested in her hobbies. That's what I do. I actually go out of my way to get interested in them, rather than just being the older brother persona I do, where I'm like, yeah, I'll like, okay, I'll describe it. Like, you know how Pippa likes My Little Pony, right?
Yeah, where she's like very
So
autistic about it.
I listened to that without like being filtered into it because I'm like, yeah, my little sister, right? She would she'd ask me to play with the ponies, and I would because I'm a good older brother. Or
Mm-hmm.
make up like cool scenarios with them. So I was just used to that. So I'm like, yeah, it's like an older brother thing to listen to a woman talk about her hobbies that you're not interested in, but you'll like partake, but not enjoy. With Iron's different. I usually like to be invested in her hobbies. I even have slimes. I even have right now. I can pop it out, and my mic never picks it up.
Mm.
But it's good. It's kind of like my Zen. Ew, this one's actually. Ew, I think this one's gross. Ew, I should get a new one.
Are you slime maxing right now?
Yeah, it's really like it's disgusting right now. I'm gonna put it away. I'm gonna throw that one out later or something. I don't know how to do the revival thing that she does. This other one also is pretty good. I'll have to go into my bag.
Are
Watch.
are you trying to get slimes to like play while we go through this podcast,
Yeah, it's
bro?
unironically, it's very stress relief.
Man,
What? It's like my sins. That's why I compare it to my films. They have the same thing. Also, I'm here with the background stuff. Don't worry, I won't end stream. This is coconut. I don't know why I got the coconut one. Oh, I'll still do it. I'll do it.
SMH.
I don't even like coconut. Yeah.
You don't like coconut, and yet you like Irie, man.
What do you mean? Does she like coconut? Has she said that she loves coconut with her heart and all that?
Did you ask?
Oh, I know she doesn't like strawberries.
Hmm.
She doesn't like strawberries. She likes peach. She doesn't like dim sum. I bought a dim sum one.
Hmm.
I bought a dim sum one. I'm like, I'm gonna traumatize her with this dim sum one. She has a thing about dim sum.
Yeah, like like most symptoms are horrible, but it's like if you do it perfectly right, it's like okay, but it's too much bread.
Too much bread for the dim sum. I usually enjoy dim sum. I don't hate it. I think I'm thinking not of regular dim sum. I'm thinking of bao.
Yeah, yeah. Bao's like usually like the bigger versions of Bao, like they have too much bread. Even the smaller version is like they don't have like good flavor.
This one's super. The coconut one's super sticky. What the heck? I didn't even think I love it. It's making me talk.
You're unironically like Rooney and others, where they just like play with their like autism things while talking. It's
Okay, I'm
over.
not autistic. Okay, I'm like 3 points below. The 2 points, maybe 3 or 2 points below autistic. But I do enjoy. I say that, and then I go on like autistic rants all the time.
Yeah,
I might have to reevaluate myself.
yeah, yeah.
I'm fine being like I like being autistic about things. I think it's kind of stupid not to be. Like if you have a hobby you really enjoy, you might as well be autistic about it.
Just lock in.
Although you do go on stupid. That they okay. This is where I don't think I'm autistic because usually when somebody brings something up, I try to even in my autism rant, I will stop and I will answer a question and then I'll go back to my rant.
That's just called being courteous.
Yeah, but I feel like if you're actually autistic, you wouldn't care. You just go on your rant.
No, the thing is like, with some autistic people, they don't process someone's talking.
Like,
Just
well,
flat
I know
out.
they're talking right now, and that's I have to keep up with chat and all that. But like, I
Yeah, and then she still yaps and like just like, and then she then got a massively high score to where Claire had to like comfort her.
Feel bad, huh? I think it's very cute.
Of course, because you like hear your wife talk more.
Yeah, I like when she's autistic and gushes about things. It's cute. She should do it more often. If you're listening, please do it more often. Please, I need your autism rants. They fuel my happiness.
The longer you yap,
They fuel
Irie,
my
the
happiness.
happier Tommy gets.
Exactly. Oh, they didn't pick up. Good luck. My hands are done for though. It's gonna be hard to end the stream.
You're so cooked.
It's so fun though. Just like swish all the day. I not really. VTubers love slime. Okay, like it's not just her. A lot of them enjoy slime.
But the real test is, do you like Monster Energy?
Yeah. Well, I
It's
don't.
over.
I
It's
prefer Red
over.
Bull though. I prefer Red Bull. Red Bull's like it just tastes better. And usually the only time I really go out of my way for Monster is a place that I have rewards for.
He's high on that Wawa.
You just said it. Yeah, it's the Wawa. So people will people if you know you know because you know exactly what state
No,
that's
there's
from.
so many Wawas like in the Northeast. You know?
Yeah, but I mean like people immediately think of that one state.
No.
Yeah, like that's what he got. Well, I think it's because he knew I wasn't from New York, so he kind of guessed.
But still, there's other states that have Wawas. What are you talking about? I legitimately saw a Wawa in like near North Dakota and like Minnesota. Like, come on.
Oh, I was on a trip, right, with Cipher, Cooper, and Jackie, and there was Wawa's there.
Yeah.
Yeah, me and Cipher stopped Wawa's so often. I think he got addicted to it because he just kept going. Like anytime I had to work, he was like, "Yeah, I'm at the Wawa right now." I'm like, "I know."
Do you get the hoagies?
Uh, yeah, we did on for breakfast.
That's right. That's right.
Um, I do buy the burgers very often. I don't know why. I'm addicted to the burgers.
Bro, if you want burgers, just go to Sheets.
No,
Bruh.
I like my convenient. Dude, I get free burgers sometimes. I get
I,
free orders, so
bruh.
go there. Dude, I just do it for the free stuff. Wawa always gives me free stuff. And oh, buying that when that offer dropped, I'm like $3 for every monster I'm purchasing. That's 24 ounce. Sure, I'll
Bro.
buy it all.
Bro, the thing is, I don't drink energy drinks.
Oh well, if you buy the coffee there,
I
I'll
don't.
give them.
You know, I don't drink coffee!
What do you do? What advice do you have?
Dude, I'm like the gentleman anomaly to most people. I don't like I don't like sports. I don't do coffee. I don't do like energy drinks. It's-
Surprised you're not into sports because you could do the sports betting and not care about sports.
yeah, again, why do I sport bet when I can buy the stocks that like collect that are the house to the people who sports bet? You know,
Yeah, true.
it makes no sense.
Stay on again. True.
But yeah,
You
like,
got like no vice. You should be a VTuber. You have no vices. You're very say so.
bro, you call me say so? I'm sacent.
Yeah, you're say so.
I'm sacent.
I don't want to hear it, bro. The only time I saw you active over anything controversial was just asking people for photos.
Bro, that's because they're in fucking cosplay.
Yeah.
It's literally etiquette to ask them.
I've never been denied a cosplay picture though. Even when I'm like rude as fuck, I'm like, oh, you're busy, you have to go somewhere. Can I get a picture real quick?
Yeah,
I think I even asked them, do you want to go to a concert with me? Because
bro.
I had to desperately get rid of my, I was trying to desperately get rid of my ticket.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't even have to sit with me. I just wanted to get rid of the ticket. And I wasn't able to. Rip. But they still did pictures with me, even after asking stupid things.
uh,
It was funny. It was a good time. But yeah, like I said, I've always asked. But to be fair, I extend that courtesy to myself because people ask me for cosplay pics, and I do the pose for them.
bro, you're Irie's number one gambler.
Don't
What do you mean?
the glaze.
You are.
But I mean, like, they say that about it. Like, I just don't. Wait, what the heck is this thing? Why is it not packaged? Why have I been messing with a package the whole time?
You're so autistic.
Anyways, we're going to ignore that happened. That didn't happen, chat. Oh, it's a little cat. But no, I don't like calling myself that. You know what I call myself? I'm the last gotcha koi. That's it. Final.
Oh, speaking of gachikois, you know Pico actually did a was actually talking about gachikois, and I sent you the clip of it, where
Yeah.
she was talking about the fact that like gachikois and like VTubers were like there's like there's something that can never be fulfilled from the streamer because it's virtual, and it goes into exactly what was talked about in the threads where about like GFEs and others, and like let me just send you that because it actually goes into a lot about like how the long term potentials of communities and the un unrequested love that people have that is just hard for people to wrap around.
I have to deal with the gotcha koi label. Because I literally put the. Well, mine's with an A. And if I ever change it, she gets upset. So.
Yeah, just it's that specific combo thread. Like let me just let me
Well,
just
I already said gotcha koi. I said gotcha koi, and I said if I ever switch off that name, she just gets angry at me. And she, like, for the first month or two, she just calls me gotcha koi Tonga. Well, whatever. You guys see it on my mosh on the stream. And she just calls me that. And I changed my name. And I'm like, you're calling me that, though. And she's like, hey, you gotta stop changing your name. And then I changed it to. Change it. So she's about to say my current user,
mm-hmm.
my old user. And then she stops herself, like, does this, like, a smile. And she says, oh, gotcha, Quay Thomas.
Yeah, you can hear it like the inflection in her voice whenever she says it. Oh, Gachikoi Thomas.
Yeah, so it's very nice that she likes that name, and anytime I do gotchi things, she says, it's okay, you should embrace the cringe. Like, what? And
But yeah,
like a weird thing. Like, oh shit.
again, not to like again, you have the Pico stream, which again, let me just like link it. Like you could just link it to the chat, and I could just link it on mine, like about the Gachikoi
I'm
stream.
gonna try. I'm gonna try to link anything.
It's legitimately that YouTube video about Pico talking about Gachikois.
I'm trying. You don't understand.
What do you mean I don't understand? It's so easy, just like copy and paste.
You don't understand that my hands are sliding, bro.
Bruh.
You want me to take a picture of this and show you?
Yeah, like it's literally right click and just boom.
Hold on, I'll show you how it's stupid. Like, I can't even touch my phone correctly.
Bruh.
It's stuck with my phone.
Skill issue, Dio.
Hold on. Hold on, I'll send it. I'll send it. For the expired sins.
Oh, the one with Pico about sharing her feelings about Gachikoi.
Okay, well, hold on. I need to.
I can resend it
I
to you
posted the
again.
mention.
I resend it to you
No,
again.
again, I got it. I got it. I got it. But look, look what I'm dealing with. You understand now?
It hasn't
My
loaded
other
it.
hand, not that much better. It's stuck on my phone now. It's stuck on my phone. My phone got slimed.
Bro! Oh my goodness, that's so much. And why is it white? Hey yo, what you doing with your hand?
It's polka dot. That's why I can't post that picture. Voice critical is such a voice TPM. Oh, why am I not on fudge? Sorry, man. My chat should be on live chat. I posted the gotchi thing.
But yeah,
Maybe the correct link.
yeah. Let me just say what one anonymous person said about like GFEs, which again goes into Gachikois. Like it is not as clean cut as being genuine or grift. Most VTubers ascribe to the idol mindset, where one of the big rewards is generally making others happy and spreading joy. One way or another, GFE or not. Some GFE VTubers probably really do care that deeply about VTubers slash husbands, but whatever or not, it's real isn't the issue. It's still a huge tangled mess of emotions, and no matter how genuine the GFE VTuber is, she actually cannot physically reciprocate everyone's feelings in chat, and she cannot actually fill the most intimate role of a wife in their lives or husband, depending upon if you're HFE.
Yeah,
At
so
I still good song,
I just don't relate to it very well when it comes to that.
but a lot of people do, and like it brings in a lot of appeal. And again, I have to continue on this because it goes into the downside of it. At any given moment, she's got to deal with people who have just discovered her and are in the burning honeymoon crush love bomb phase, and people
Yeah,
who
that's why I actually didn't like Oshiari for a long time because I'm like, well, I think she's cool. I think that's what you know how hard it was for me to gotchi. I don't gotchi. Like that's not something I do. But I became one because of certain interactions.
yeah, and the thing is like it's all like it's the difference between short-term passion and long-term love. Like again, let me just like there's like German like it's not German Greek words for this.
Yeah, and I know it's a long, arduous path, and that's why I still take it, and that's why I guess some people call me the strongest ironhead or something. Um, I think somebody said that specifically on Twitter when I was posting certain things, and I'm like, aren't you like the strongest ironhead? And I'm like, I'm not. I'm just really stupid. I'm just a silly little guy. The voice critical.
Yeah, there's 8 different forms of love. We don't talk about the last one, which is philiatia, which is self-love. Which again, a lot of people in the VTuber community need to have some form of self-love, unironically.
I have self love in the fact that I know my worth, and that's why the gotchi rant doesn't phase me at all.
And like, and part of the reason why a lot of people like actually going back to love of like Assassin's Creed Shadow, like enjoy the what's her name? What's the female that Yosuke had in Assassin's Creed Shadow? What's her name?
Oichi.
Oichi. Yeah, Oichi is like again, it goes into like another form of love that the Greek have, like pragma, which is like the practical love of like duty, obligation, and logic of it. Where again, that's what's highlighted as a moral virtue. And then there is ludus love, which is like about like game playing and courtmanship, which like playful, non-committal, and like all that stuff. Which is what like a lot of like like Oshi whores do, you know? Uh, yeah.
I'm very committal. That's actually something that I warn I warn people about. I'm like, if I love a woman, right, I will
Hmm.
I will not flirt with other women. In fact, I will not talk deeply about myself to other women. And I don't. There are many. I work with a lot of women, and some of them do get like they want to know more about me. And you know what I always do? I give them surface level answers, or I dismiss what they're saying.
Yeah, and those who really stalk you and try to get into have the mania love, where it's obsessive, and like stalk over them and like obsessive. Yeah,
Would I consider myself that? Mm,
no, for you it's more of a agape love,
what's agape?
which is unconditional and like sacrificial love.
I do sacrifice a lot. Although I shouldn't be sacrificing. No, you know what? I was very inspired by my own Oshi. I wouldn't have taken up screaming if she wasn't around.
Yeah, for you and Irie, it's more it's more of an agape and what's it, like ludus love, not ludus, pragma and agape, where it is both an obligation that you have, while at the same time self-sacrificing.
Well, I don't know what her end is, but
But for your end to her, it is that.
yeah, 100%. I don't like to make. I would never call anybody else my Oshi. I would never like post anything close to like "I love you" to the other VTuber. I Here's how I look at VTubers. I find them like if I find them entertaining, they're entertaining. As simple as I just find them entertaining. I will participate in the orbiness of that either, right? If they're doing a lewd bit, I will participate. The only one I would do is whatever. I don't want to go into the bit that we do every podcast.
Well, the thing is, we still have like three other forms of love we still need to cover here, which is like eros, which is again the short-term love of like lust, passion, all that stuff.
Like the fling.
Yeah, which again eros and specifically me like not like and ludus are a lot tied with each other.
Anyways, the reason why I find myself like not like that is I actually don't know why. I've always been very committal to who I like.
Well, that's because you want to get married. You want the kids.
Well, yeah, ever since I was like 17 and did that egg project, I'm like, I want kids.
Yeah, and that is like one of your like moral bearings in life, and you can't deviate it.
Yeah,
Otherwise, you destroy your sense of self.
yeah. See, okay, if I think about, okay, if I think about ever like doing what I do for anybody else but Irie currently, I get like sick to my stomach, like physically.
Yeah, that's because you're saying like I'm going to deny and destroy myself just to enjoy this moment of pleasure.
Yeah, so I get like really sick, and then I like turtle up, and I never think about it again.
And the thing is, I know that like this like does apply to a lot of people in V2 like V2ing sphere, which is like like storage love, which is a familial love,
Yeah,
and then you have the like a love of friends, which is like philia of like trying to like care and take like care of like and like be friendly and like love someone as a friend, which is where the friend zone comes in. You know?
the pride and stuff.
Yeah,
You know how I avoid the friend zone? This is obviously advice to chat. Just show your interest immediately.
yeah,
Immediately.
yeah. And it legitimately like
Like,
allows the other person to choose. Hey, like we can either go the friend route, or we can be like actual like know exactly if we need to break apart or not without putting a lot of time investment.
yeah. And, but I've always been, I had a weird experience, right?
Mm-hmm.
That I guess got me to where I am today with how I am. Because I've had that friend love a lot, right? Should I even talk about that? I've had, so I was like an MMO, I was in charge of like an MMO.
No, no, no. you don't want to talk about it on stream, you know? You want to talk about that IRL.
Okay. Well, I was just saying that like
No, bro.
I was very friendly to a lot of people that showed a lot of interest.
Yeah, they had like mania love for him.
Well, yeah, because they could see my photo. Well, yeah, they could just see how I looked, and they're like, "Oh, he's cute."
They're like, oh, Shota, oh, mine, 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 mine.
No, I'm not showing IRL. I'm like a lanky boy.
But still, they're like, oh,
I'm a
like
skinny
a
boy.
weak boy that like is like somewhat cute and like has like a like calm voice. Oh, mine, I want to get him.
Wait, I'm hurt. My clothing hides my strength. Actually, people are really surprised by how strong I am sometimes.
Dude,
I can't.
but you couldn't do burpees. SMH.
No, but I mean, like, I have strength in other ways. When I actually put my willpower to something, I gain strength that I usually don't have. Like, I get called in for. Oh yeah, the people who work, the people who work like the shipping or whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where I work, they constantly say they know me very well. First of all, because I always bother them. I'm the only person that I'm the only person that likes to bother them because everybody else, right? They hate dealing with shipping. And shipping, they always talk shit about the person, or like tell them to go the fuck away or something. And then they're like, I'm not doing that ever again. And then I constantly have to go there, right, and do things for the like my coworkers. And what's funny is I did do work with them, and they're like, you can't do this in a single day. Look how many freaking boxes there are. And I'm like, watch me. I did it all in one day, and they're like, I can't believe you did that. You're a psycho. And so every time I see those people, they're like, they should get you working in there, right? We have too many women working in there. We need the strength of a man there.
It's like, oh wait, like women are equal. No, no, no. When it comes to physical, all men, all men.
My coworker went on a rant about that. She was on a ladder, right? She
Mhm.
hates like okay. Another thing is a lot of my coworkers they don't where it's like the long ladders. She's on a step ladder and she's like, I hope you guys don't think there's two of us there, right? There's the only I have very few male coworkers, but one of them was there, and she was putting away things, and she goes, you know, I might sound like a feminist right now, but this should be a man's job to do this, to put all this stuff away. Like, I shouldn't be doing all this. Like, I shouldn't be on this dangerous ladder. I shouldn't be putting away all this heavy stuff. And I offered to help, but I had to, like, go for my lunch break at the time. But I did offer, and she said, no, it's okay. Right? I just handed her some items and left. And it's funny because she's like, don't think me a feminist for saying this. I'm like, and then she's like, wait. I'm like, how's that feminist? And she goes like, wait, you're right. She's like, that's the opposite of feminism. She's like, a man should be doing this job, not me. I thought that's so funny.
They hate equality when it comes to physical work.
I'm fine with it. There should be definitely there's inherent roles, right? It's
Yeah,
like
but the thing is, it's about the fact that you need the other side to acknowledge that there is and like do their part because it's all about the social fabric here.
yeah, a
Because,
lot of the women at work are kind of based and usually say stuff like that.
but do they do their part?
Yeah, they try their best. Some of them are a little like, well, I don't talk to those ones mainly. dismissed from work today because I was very unsocial. I was very tired. I was very. I think my main badge was upside down. But they're like, my manager, she's like, you don't look good. You should go home.
And yet, no Irish stream.
What do you mean you get no Irish? Well, yeah, I do realize that because when I stream consistently, I would go to work for 12 hours like every day. I don't have so much overtime money. It's unreal, guys. I'm just like, you know what? I can do this because my Yoshi works a lot. And my Yoshi is there for me when I get home. Not in that way. Don't spread rats. No rats. I don't want a completely separate time zone.
But to go back to the Gachikoi thing, Tommy, can please go through this entire thing, please.
Yeah, go ahead.
So, to summarize this person's post about the whole GFE and Gachikoi stuff, it's not as clean cut as being genuine or grift. Most VTubers ascribe to the idol mindset where one of the big rewards is generally mistaking others' happiness and spreading joy, one way or another, GFE or not. Some GFE VTubers probably really do care that deeply about their viewers slash husbands, but whether or not it's real isn't the issue. It is still a huge tangled mess of emotions, and no matter how genuine the GFE VTuber is, she actually cannot physically reciprocate everyone's feelings in the chat, and she cannot actually fill the most intimate role of a wife in their life. At any given moment, she's got to deal with people who just discovered her in the burning honeymoon crush love bomb phase, and people who have followed her for years and cooked off into a less passionate but more married couple phase, which goes into the agape love, or the specifically the pragma love.
This is why I hate great names.
Yep.
Because of the former, not the latter.
Yep.
Like, oh my gosh, you should totally marry me, random VTuber.
Now going back to the
I haven't even seen you in chat ever.
now going back to the post, and everybody in between. All of this without any regards to her own feelings and what phase of the relationship she feels like she's in right now. No matter how much communication there is, you don't have a relationship where two people can find a compromise on their own different expectations, because it's actually 1,000 to tens of thousands people with different expectations, all pushed onto a single girl. Both sides had to be aware of that and protect themselves from getting hurt for essentially no reason, having meltdowns on either side of the screen. At that point, no one is being made to be happy, and nobody is spreading joy.
I will have meltdowns and you cannot stop me.
I will schizo post and I'll say she loves me.
I killed my mic with that one. But yeah, you can't stop my meltdowns. No one can. I'm gonna crash out. I remember that one day. I was like, I'm gonna crash out.
Irie's like, no, don't crash out. Please don't crash out. I'm gonna do it. I can say the word.
I did have a mini crash out, though. But then she responded to all my things and I calmed down. She responded to the crash out, though. I think there's only like one time she did, and I was actually angry at her for doing that. Not cause her. I was like, this is very odd because I know that some people were talking about it, right?
Mm-hmm.
It was in some threads, but I did have like I did like a break announcement or something. Like, oh, you're announcing to the airport that you're leaving or something.
Bro, you talked about this beforehand, my dude.
Yeah, I do it on stream though.
You mentioned it last time.
Oh, I'm repeating myself.
Yeah.
For the new viewers.
Bro, come
I
on.
was just.
Just tell them. Look at the last episode.
Yeah, well, guess what? I'm gonna say it again.
Oh, he's gonna say it. Ah, he hates me. He hates me.
Bro,
He
that
hates
might
me.
sound awful, but no, I was just angry at her because not out of like spite or like I'm mad at you, but more like why would you put yourself in that situation kind of deal? Because people will spread they will spread rumors about that kind of thing, right? Or they will dunk on you for it. And I don't want to see you in the line of fire. If anybody should be in the line of fire, it's me, not you. You could be mad at somebody for like not real. You could be upset at somebody for being in the line of fire when they shouldn't. Or is it just me? Is this a me thing where I'm like I don't like to see my friends. I don't like to see people I care about in the line of fire,
Yeah, that's a.
especially on my behalf.
Yeah, that's
Like,
a. That's a friendship thing. Where
yeah,
you take you actually have a love of the relationship of a friend to a point where you don't want to you would never put a friend into the situation that you're in, or that you put a
yeah.
friend into a harm's way because of love and care of the friend.
Like that, I feel like that. Like I don't like when people do that. Like when the homie did it for me, and I'm just like, and they like give him the stupid gift. I'm just like slap them like you respect the goat. You respect that old man. He's the goat, bros. But yeah, mm, but with her, it was like I actually got very like usually with the homies, I'm fine with them. They can do their own thing sometimes. Like I just told them, I'm not the one causing the issue, right?
Mm-hmm.
Another thing is, but with her, it was like doubly so. Like I had a, a lot of issues with it. But okay, I find it. I was mad, but I also found it very endearing and sweet that she even did that.
Again, you're her number one fan. You can't let your number one fan crash out.
People disattribute that name to me. Some people. Even people I don't know attribute it sometimes, but otherwise, I don't like to consider myself that. I'm not there for every single stream. I'm like give her heads up and tell her like he's make a stream either.
Dude, if you're there for every stream, then they'll call you her husband.
I'm not there for every stream. Okay, in certain streams I just don't like. I can't make or some I don't like. I don't like collab dynamic. I talked about that before. Sometimes I'll bring it back up. I'm not a year. Okay, I was talking to an artist.
Mm-hmm.
Not what do you mean?
He hates me. He hates me.
Even though it's all just hate fame, to be honest. At the end of the day.
Again, that goes into the shipping culture, which there's so much shipping culture in VTubing. Uh,
Also, I would never put shit. Okay, due to my new vulnerabilities, right? I would never like ship really anything with a VTuber because I find VTubers to be like, okay. I know people bring it up. I think I brought it up different streams, right? Where people have they have that litmus test, right? For what you view a VTuber as, right?
really? There's a test for that?
Yeah, separate entities, but you can separate it, or do you see the VTuber as like a person? Like one was like, do you see them as a person? Do you see them as themselves on stream, right? And for me, it's kind of I see them as a person, and sometimes I do see them as themselves on stream. When the kayfabe dies down and they're talking about like their experiences in real life,
Mm-hmm.
and I just think, or they're like own thoughts that aren't like part of kayfabe, and that's when I see it as like the top on the litmus test where I'm like I can't separate the person, like I can't separate the streamer from the VTuber at that point, you know?
Yeah, that's because of how the memory's encoded.
Yeah, but I like even the ones I find entertaining, I still value them as a person. Like if their dog dies, I will go over and say that's really sad because every time a pet died, like pets dying made me so immune to like actually crying, you know?
Hey Pippa, my dog just died.
Yeah, but not like when fans do that. That's kind of weird. You would Why would you super that like unprompted? Unprompted. I know it's a bit though. It's a bit, but it's something you shouldn't really bring up just in a random super, unless like I said, unless it's the bit. But if it's not the bit and you're being serious, right? It's either something you should send to like stream elements or something. If you
The
really
thing
want
is, you shouldn't send to stream elements if it's integrated with the like TTS or something like that. You send it to
to. Yeah,
Amaro. That's where you send it into.
yeah. You send it to Amaro. You send it to. Well, I didn't have. There's no TTS in stream elements Friday, so
The thing is, some
Amaro.
people have it integrated so that you, whenever you have stream elements donation, it's tied in with TTS.
Yeah, so don't do that if there's TTS involved, right?
Which means that you need to
So
lurk. Which, what's the first thing about like tourists?
yeah. Oh, I hate. Okay, I've been saying this for a while because remember that guy had that the Diddy moment. Where
Yeah,
literally like you should just did your reps.
June
You
P,
should have done your reps.
overboost.
Yeah. Oh, I heard things about him, but actually some things that are kind of upsetting to me. Was it right to spread? No, it was just referring to he was in Jelly chat and he dumped on Jelly's autism game. I don't like that. That's disgusting.
Mm.
You would. Why would you
Yeah,
dunk
keep
on
it to
or
yourself. Honestly,
why would you dunk on somebody's tism game? Do you know how much tism games I play? Like, if somebody just told me this is boring, I don't want to see this content, I would be upset. I'm just talking in general, by the way. Now, like, if anybody just said one of my games are really boring that I'm streaming, I'm like, but I'm very autistic about this game. You don't understand. That's why I try to make it better for people watching by like explaining every intimate detail I know about the game, so that they're not lost. But yeah, so I'm very nice to Jelly. If you noticed my interactions with her, right?
mm-hmm.
It's because she has those tism game habits, and I have those tism game habits. So I'm like, I understand you 100% in that way. I have empathy in that way. Maybe it's not about Bloom's tower defense, right?
Mm-hmm.
I played the game a few times, but I'm not autistic about it. I did say you played Warcraft 3 tower defense, and I'm like, yeah, I was very autistic about that back in the day.
Again, if you don't
See,
like it stream, just don't watch it. You know,
yeah, don't watch it. Don't whine and complain to a streamer that you hate their content that they're currently doing,
it's
especially if
like
they're so
it's
good.
like it's like this. Hey, you know that this content is not just for you. There's other people who do enjoy that content, and they ask for that content that the streamer's catering to you. They're not dating you,
Exactly.
right? Surely you're not just leaving that they're in a relationship with you, right?
Well, I
Right?
don't see it as a dating thing, but you could say that they're not like this isn't a maid cafe, right? You didn't they're not serving you in particular. They're serving a whole audience. And like I said, I understand I don't watch it. That like I said, the mute bit, I don't watch it. The collabs that I don't like the dynamic to, I don't watch it. Simple as. I might leave criticism that like maybe the bit's not that funny
Mm.
But that doesn't affect anything. I can see myself. I'm always trying to watch myself and try to have self interest. You know, like it's very weird for me because I always border on the like border on the line that I'm trying to not cross, and I use my introspective to keep myself on the edge and not fall off, and try to respect the boundaries and all that.
Which again goes back to etiquette. Like a lot of people don't understand the formal etiquette of being online, watching a streamer, and just like it's constantly deteriorating to where like it just makes the chat messy unless you have a large enough people to where you can't see their message, and unless you follow the herd you'll just be ostracized.
Yeah. Um. Well, I know that, bro. I feel upset. The freaking rumors are like somebody thought another poster was me, but they mentioned that they've been like shadow banned in chat for like a year and a half. I'm like, I'm not shadow. I get shadow banned sometimes. What do I do? I just make an alt, or I just use my alt because she knows the name of my alt anyways. You know, it's like the same person for her.
You know, you can
It's
just
also
you can create multiple YouTube accounts under one like Gmail, right?
Yeah, but the problem is that they won't probably recognize the name. I just use though. There's one name she doesn't recognize that I've been using for nefarious purposes. Well, besides my VTuber account, I don't think she knows about that. I don't think. I like to pretend that she wants. Okay. Anyways, no, there is one I made for nefarious purposes, which is I think during her White Day stream,
Mm-hmm.
she was complaining that she couldn't gift subs anymore because you know YouTube had that thing where you could gift subs to people,
Yep.
like the streamer could, and she's like, I really missed that, and so I'm confessing right now. This is me confessing my sins, okay?
You're coming to Saint Pippa during her karaoke and confessing your sins.
Yeah, so I'm confessing my sins right now. None of you tell her because, well, it was so long ago. But I went under, while she was doing the complaint about that feature being missing, I switched to my alt account. I called it totally not Irie, with an Irie profile pic. And then I sent 10 gifted subs. She's like, who is this? It's totally not Irie. What the heck? She's like, who are you? I didn't say anything. I was like, good job, Irie. You sent the gifted subs under your old account. Ooh. She never knows. And then I always switch the name of that one. Just to be like, oh my gosh, I just started watching you. You're my Oshi now.
Bro, you know that if you change the name of that specific account, it would go that you go back to the VOD and check out the like when that's
Yeah,
like yeah, it'll change.
yeah, it'll change. But I don't think there's many VODs where that lasted, but it's okay. It's okay if she doesn't know because she didn't know the Switch name, which is very funny because I like both it. I was just like, oh my gosh, you're very cute for a VTuber. I'm gonna follow you and you're gonna be like Oshi from now. It's your great name. I had fun. I had fun with this because it was sad for a bit, anyways, because she was talking about a specific thing. I laugh at my own jokes too much sometimes. Is that an autistic thing?
That is a very autistic thing.
Okay, I'm getting points off of that. But I feel like I laugh, other people laugh.
And how do you make other people laugh? You laugh yourself to see if people get
Exactly.
it. Get like people actually laugh, but jokes on you. It doesn't work on me
That doesn't work on you. What do you mean? You just laughed when I was talking about doing the old thing, and I laughed.
because things it needs to be actually funny instead of like people just laughing. So,
That's a good
chat.
joke.
A guy walked in a bar.
That's a good joke. Stop. I like that joke a lot. It's my funniest. It's the funniest, like, stupid joke to make.
You mean it's Pippa's
I
funniest
I,
joke to
I,
make?
I I put that thing and I just like it's like, hey, so a priest walks into a bar. Joker laugh, you wouldn't get it. You wouldn't get it. I guess it doesn't work on you, but it's okay. Mm, not what that gets you. You guys in chat laughed, right?
Yeah, the flavor member did.
Confirm, confirm my suspicions.
Back him up, Chad.
Validate me, chat. Validate me. Do you imagine if I like every time I made a joke, I had to like ask chat for validation?
Is that what Ari does
Are you
sometimes?
validating me? It's an infectious laugh. Thank you. I appreciate. See, I feel validated right now.
But Tommy, doesn't that isn't that what like Ari does at times where she like says something and needs validation from chat?
Yeah, well, that's more like confirmed. That's because a lot of people have like what is it? Self. She has imposter syndrome, right? If you
Yeah,
have a lot of yeah, like if you have imposter syndrome, you don't really think much of yourself. So you ask chat if no, she will go on her own thing. Like she, I think the slime thing when she really went into it, she did want some validation on that. I wasn't around for that stream. I would have been there to validate her, no problem. But for the slime thing, she was really upset because people were saying like, I don't get the hobby. Your hobby seems weird.
Tommy, I think she
But
just needs more Philly Utia love.
what is that?
That is the self love.
Yeah, it's kind of like a lot. Like if people say Jong is dumb, do I do? I'm like,
You raise your jongers. Is that what you do, Tommy? You there? Oh crap! I think Tommy might have died. Tommy, no, he died. Rip. Oh no, Tommy, why did you leave me? Oh no. Tommy, you okay?
are we back up?
Yeah, you're back up
We're
now.
back up. Okay. Yeah, see, look who needs validation when I'm not around. Sorry about that, chat. Yeah, I did disconnect for a bit. It said on OBS it disconnected.
You know I don't like
Sorry about
talking.
that. I didn't end stream. I didn't end stream. Don't go anywhere. This was a technical difficulty. Please look at the Hornet. Look how cute she is. Yippee. Please chat. I need validation. But no, there's different forms of like validation though. There's not like if you need to validate your every move, right? That's completely different than like you trying to validate your interest, right?
Mm-hmm.
Especially if you're making like a full stream on it. Like if I just let them out, like I do the Zhong streams. I know sometimes, right? That filters people. I still do them. I was considering doing it this week because I just enjoy Zhong a lot. Even if I'm just talking to myself the whole time, I'll still do it. I'll try to explain Zhong, but it's usually not coherent because I'm focusing on playing Zhong. I'm only really coherent when I'm teaching people because I can relax, enjoy, and bully people. I'm a very good teacher at Mahjong. I'm a very cruel teacher, actually. You know how I got the homies to learn Mahjong?
You constantly ping them.
Yeah, I just keep being fine, get it.
They submitted.
Yeah, you just gotta keep you just gotta keep. Unironically, losing a lot makes you better at Mahjong.
Yes.
Because you start to notice you have to like pick up on certain things like why did I lose this one time, why did I discard this tile, right? Why did I think it was safe? I think even Irie had a moment like that where she thought she like discarded a one and it was a win, and she's like how can they do that, like Chuubacast no Yaku. It's like Irie, there's certain hands that just work, you know still won that game, so it won't matter.
Yeah, again, it goes back into the markets and like anything in life. Like if you win, all you learn is how you won. When you lose, you learn exactly where your flaws are for you to then be better. And that's why I have a ton of people who manage money lose lose everything multiple times and then become like a billionaire or billionaire. Same with
Yeah,
like any life issue where unless you crack, you don't understand how you crack and you don't understand the structural issues that led to your failure or demise. And once you then resolve that fundamental structural issue, it can then compound into a stronger, cohesive whole.
I don't think a lot of people have self. There's a good. Okay, I'm gonna say it right now, right? I'm not saying any of you chat are this, right? But I do have like a baseline, baseline. What is it? A baseline assumption about mainly normies, right?
Mm-hmm.
My baseline assumption: skinwalker. If I talk to them, like I was thinking of drawing a thing where I'm like anybody who's like or like my in my blurry distance because my eye is pretty bad, right? My eyes are pretty bad. I like I'm like skinwalker with like no question mark. And then if they approach me, right, I'm like skinwalker question mark. And if I talk to them, then they're a real human being. And you know they don't like give me the what do you call it the fluoride stare. If they're not fluoride staring at me,
Mm-hmm.
then I consider them more human. If they're like, okay, another thing I don't. I talk to people very often, and I run into a certain type of person. The person that doesn't have introspect, the person that can never admit that they're wrong about something. I will say something, and it'll be wrong, and I'll feel really humiliated about it. But I'll say this, I'm like, you know what? You're right. I was wrong in this instance. Thank you for correcting me on that one was on about, right?
Mm-hmm.
There are some people that will, once they're wrong, and they'll just dismiss you straight up if you suggest otherwise, because
Yeah.
they have to be correct 100% of the time.
else
And
their
it's
else their ego and their self their idea of self is completely shattered because it's built upon the fundamental principles that they're never wrong. You know?
yeah, like you know how I'm wrong in this entire instance, right?
Mm-hmm.
By lying and saying like, yeah, I totally know what you're talking about, but please tell the chat. That's just my excuse of saying, please give me the QRT. I have those moments, but I usually like to play it for a laugh because I'm just making fun of myself. But yeah, I do like when people admit they're wrong or they don't know something, right? It's okay to ask for explanations, or else you're going to be in the social situation where you have no clue what anybody's talking about and you can't really engage with it. Asking questions is also really good. Like even if you're not like if you're trying to engage, you'll ask questions or at least ask like, can you explain this to me? Sometimes I know something and I'll ask people like, can you explain this to me? Because I'll tell you a secret. I just want to see how they do it. I want to see their thought process. Does that sound weird?
No. Again, the thing is, it's like you're validating. It's like it's like if a botanist ask a physics engineer, "Hey, is this how would a plant eventually tumble and collapse onto a house?"
Like they probably know, but they still
Yeah,
won't
they might
say.
understand the physics behind it, but you understand the biochemistry of how that deterioration happens. So you take what you know from your the trunks of the tree and your biochemistry, and then you ask the physicist which is the other aspect of it, and say, hey, how does it work? Because they might not know about the pure chemical cellulose breakdown of the lumber itself, but they'll understand
Yeah,
the weight force and all that stuff, and see how that would then affect a brush fire.
it's gathering info and really just seeing how other people
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, is this like too off topic or? Because I am going to talk about it. There's a math problem, right? And it's like South Korea versus China on how to solve the problem. And the for the Chinese student has a trick, right? That only works in this very specific instance where they just take certain numbers from the equation and find the answer via those numbers. But it only works in this really specific instance. So people are like, "Oh my god, it's so fast! It's very." I'm like, I don't like that thought process because it's just like, oh, I have a learned trick. I have a one trick pony that I have for this one equation, right? And then the South Korean student does it, and they do the long, they write down all their work and all that. And I look at the written down work, and I'm like, I like this thought process because I can see what they're thinking. They're not like regurgitating a learned trick. They are doing the work and they're putting their thought process into the problem.
It boils down to impulse modulation versus long term appreciation.
Yeah. I like when people break, like, even, I'm not interested in math, but I do like to see the work being put down. I know that there's a whole different system for like Euros where they do things wrong. They're wrong. No, they just have a different thought process when it comes to like PEMDAS and all that, right? Where it comes out completely different than the PEMDAS. And I just have to accept that this is a different system, even though, you know,
Speaking of
that's why I hate them.
speaking of PEMDAS, can you tell me what the integral of x dx is?
XDX,
Integral of x dx.
integral, XDX. No, I told you I'm not a good math person. So I haven't run into that equation yet.
Bro,
So,
that's basic calculus.
yeah, well, did it go to calculus?
Bro, don't tell me.
Uh, I would trade out for another history lesson.
Bro.
Let's choose classes. I'm just like, I want world history.
Man, it's so lonely here.
So, so lonely at the top. I'm sure anybody else can answer it, no problem. But if you want to, you can describe the breakdown.
So the derivative of x dx is just 1.
XDX is 1.
Yeah.
And what's the thought process behind that? Or is that like a common.
Well, that's because of the fact that you're taking you know what like x's power is, right?
Yeah, X. Yeah, I know that.
What's the power of
That
x?
power X.
What's the power of x?
Oh, I learned that X is just the I'm wrong again. I'm feeling embarrassed.
So x by itself is the power 1. As
Okay.
like x like caret sign 1.
Oh wait, then wait, hold on. I won't be right. D would be fudge. Sorry.
It's a little bit easier if I just say this. The derivative of x squared is
Oh,
2x.
X squared. Okay, yeah, because one and one.
So you bring down the 2 from the power sign,
Yeah.
and then you change like decrease the x power by 1. So
Okay.
x squared 2x, which is the derivative, is a lot more complicated, but it still eventually boils down to you have to take the individual power of like 2x, and then you have to take like overall 2 to the power of 2x, which is weird.
Also doesn't help in math.
What?
Numbers in my head are like switched around. I have like mental dyslexia when it comes to math specifically. just any numbers. I don't know why it's numbers. But usually when I read debates that a certain math equation
Mm-hmm.
came out wrong, like she done that, like like the off chi thing and all that.
Yep.
Um, I can put that in my head. I can't solve it as fast as her, of course, but I can definitely see her thought process because they're usually even more basic than that, you know. So
Basically this problem.
I
Hold
can
up.
break it down in my head and I could reverse engineer what she's thinking because she thinks that when she does math, it's usually the same way I do it. We have like the same thought process on those.
You mean something like this,
We're
right?
not lacking fundamentally. I'll say that much, but not like basic fundamentals. I think we got that around.
So you're saying like something like this, right? How would you solve that?
Oh, and did you type something at me? Remember my goo hands?
Yeah, yeah. It's in the group chat.
Oh, I swear if it's calculus, man.
It's not calculus. It's basic PEMDAS math.
Oh, I'm not. So let's see. So,
So for chat at home, it is parentheses 3 minus 7 and parentheses times 20 divided by 3 plus 20.
yeah, hold on. I gotta get to the part where I don't know what. Where's my? I need Notepad for division. To be honest, that's the problem.
Bruh, dude, it's
Dude, I have to write down a lot of things. Okay, I'll tell you that much. Would be stupid though.
it's gonna have a decimal point with stuff. I'm just
I
telling you
know.
straight
I'm
up,
like, I just noticed what you said, man. I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna pull out the calculator.
bro. Don't calculate. Do mental math. It's very easy.
It's very easy to do 3.47826086956521 7.
You're missing some numbers.
Bro, it doesn't go that far. You want me to go the decimal? Look, listen. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna do something. It's 3.5. You know why? Because I rounded up.
Bruh. That's engineering.
I'm sorry, but 3.5 I rounded up. You know, the number next to the 4 was the 7. You round up. See, I didn't explain my thought process for that.
But use a calculator. Use a calculator so you couldn't even have a thought process. He said, machine, do this for me. It's literally the same with AI.
Actually, to be fair, back in the. What do you mean? Like, calculus was all just using calculator.
No, I did a lot of that with mental math. I ironically looked at it, looked at it, did it in my head, and then wrote down the answer.
Oh, yeah, I couldn't do it. Like, you're asking me on stream to just solve math. You know the streamers have a math debuff.
Bro, what? Skill issue. On skill issue.
Yeah, I do have that skill issue. But yeah, 3.5 was my answer.
Bro, what the fuck? How's it 3.5?
3.5, you want me to explain it? You did the parentheses first,
No,
right?
no, no, no. Sorry. I thought, yeah, I get
Oh, no,
3.5. My bad.
I actually fudged up. I fudged up. I didn't think about it. You're right, I didn't think about it. No. I fudged up because once again, I fizzled out a certain thing. And once I said I did the math. I did the math wrong. Hold on. It'd be 80 divided by 3. That's what it'd be. Because we do the parentheses first, then we do the multiplication, then we do the division. So that was just me being stupid, okay? Yeah, it's just me being stupid. And then, yeah, then you do the plus 40, well, plus 20. It'd be 46.6, 7. Well, in this case, it's, what did I say before? 46.7? Because I rounded up.
Bro, it's a negative. It's a negative.
How's that a negative?
What's 3 minus 7?
Oh, yeah, it's a negative 4. You're right.
Bruh. Bruh. Oh my god.
No, okay, I'll explain right away.
Oh,
the 7 and the 3 were reversed in my head,
oh my goodness,
unironically.
bro. If it was a positive number, you would add 20. So would it be that number?
But yeah, you're right. It would be that number. It must go. But that's because I didn't think it was a negative because my head switched the 7
Oh
to the
my
4 and the
goodness.
3. What was it for? Fudge. I'm really not thinking. Oh no, -4 is the parentheses. Oh wait, hold on. Wait, why is it written like that?
What do you mean? Why is it written like that?
Why would you put multiplication after the parentheses?
Because it is
Would it be
everything
this? Hold on.
after. Like,
I'm
like
going. It'd be
what?
like this.
What's PEMDAS? What's PEMDAS?
It'd look like this.
Yeah,
After this.
yeah, that's what it would be. But you can do multiplication sign as a clone of that.
Like it's just a lot of extra work putting in the extra.
It's just a one extra symbol,
It's just an extra symbol. You know how much paper we have.
bro. Oh my god, you're so retarded.
So the answer would be 6. I don't know if I can say that on stream. Well, you can say it on Twitch. I know that much. It'd be 6.7 though. -6.7.
Oh, I was about to yell at you again. Oh my
Yeah, I
goodness.
know. I keep forgetting the negative. Don't worry. I'm too positive to keep the negatives around.
You're too positive.
Yeah. Anyways, thanks chat for seeing my me fail at basic math and basic PEMDAS.
Do I just like send to your chat exactly that math equation? Because
Sure. Like I usually don't fail at math this hard, but I feel it today.
bruh.
Well, no excuses. I'm just bad.
SMH. Couldn't be me.
This could be you.
Dude, I knew that it was negative, and you're like, oh no, it's a positive number. And that was also far off.
I didn't insist it was positive. You explained it was negative, and I explained to you my thought process, right?
But you still said a positive number at the final answer.
And I was wrong after you said it was wrong because it was wrong.
Uh,
Did I argue it? Did I die on my hill? I did not. I strategically withdrew.
you're like, oh, I just like my like Romance and Three Kingdom character where I just like strategically
Yeah,
retreat.
I was like, I'm gonna strategically withdraw this match.
Man.
Oh, it's funny though. You called me retarded. It's fine. I call myself that sometimes too. I'm not always in the best thought process when it comes to, um, so I get a lot. There is a math thing I got wrong, right? Because I'm actually really good at doing the whole, like if something's 75% off or whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I did the math wrong, and somebody corrected me. I was really mad about it, right?
Mm-hmm.
No, I'm like, you're right. You're right. I shouldn't have divided by. No, no, not divided. It's a multiplication. I shouldn't have multiplied by the, like, what do you call it? The discounted amount, right?
Yep.
Because like, say if okay, I'll explain this. Say if I have 75, like, it'd like be 0.75 for 75%.
Yep.
I accidentally did I did 25%. So I did 0.25 by accident, which would save a lot more money. They should have gone with that offer. Like I said, man, a lot of things in my head come in reverse, and even comes in like words. I have like a dyslexia when it comes to certain things.
But do you know who also has ESO? Pippa.
It's not ESL, it's dyslexia.
Yeah, yeah. Pippa also has dyslexia.
It's really hard sometimes because you gotta like look back at what you just did and be like, oh, that's wrong, or that number doesn't exist. Why is it there?
7 minus 4?
Oh, -3. My bad. Wait. See, I can't even remember it right. It's 7 - 3. And number four in my head. -4 was the answer. Or it would have been. I was thinking +4 before. And sorry about that. I know you're over here steaming, probably like wanting to strangle me over this.
No, it's just a matter of like, man. You're like, oh my god, I knew about PEMDAS and everything. It's like throws a random equation at you. You're like, oh.
Yeah, I do know, and I saw the like. Do you think I don't double check like before I actually write it down in a post?
No, no, no. I
Yeah.
believe that you do double check. It's just a matter of like, I want you to prove yourself right. It's like, man, I did this to myself.
Order of operations is correct.
Order operation was correct. I will give you that.
I just said that. But like I said, when I do math, I have to write it down. I can't put it in my head. I can't trust putting it in my head. That's why I was trying to go for notepad at first, so I could write down the whole equation.
Get out of my head. Get out of my head. Get out of my head.
Yeah, I don't. When I do math, I have to write it down. I even take out like little slips sometimes, and I just write down because they have the slips at work.
Mm-hmm.
I just write down the math equations on the slips because I can't trust it to be in my head, and that way I can correct it in real time if I'm writing it down. But my advice to Pippa, because you said Pippa has the same issue. You have to write this stuff down, just like on a little slip, and it will fix the issue a little bit. You know, like when I did the PEMDAS that everybody argues over, right? I wrote it down in like a notepad, and then I solved it, because then I could fit. It feels better, and you could process it better if you're actually actively writing it down, rather than trying to do it in my head. Because my head, I overthink a lot. That's another thing, right? I overthink very much, and I think about other things, and like I have multiple thoughts at once. So it's not good. It's better to put it out on paper, and I already have the dyslexia issue, so it's just better to write it down. So, Pippa, if you need the notepad on like the side of your screen, right? Just write it down in like the notepad. You don't have to share it on the screen. That way you can correct it in real time. Although it has to be physical writing for me, I think. Like I have to actually draw it. I have to pull out like my drawing pad and start doing the math. It's just how I learned. It's just how I've always done it. I know you don't have that issue. You're like, I could do it in my head, no problem.
Yeah, the only gene diff that I have. It's only useful this on the stuff.
It's just a comfort thing. I don't like how I process it. I don't have to write down a lot of things. Everything else, like remembering people or remembering certain things you did, I don't have to write that down. I just keep that in my head forever.
I still can't believe you like looked at the soju price at like NYC. You're like, man, $7 for soju? Crazy.
It wasn't $7. It was like 20. It's insane the upcharge. Do you know what it costs where I live?
How
Like
much?
$6.
For one bottle?
What?
For one bottle?
Yeah,
Still, that's still an insane upcharge.
it's not.
It is.
Like, how much did we spend? I think like 40 for two. It's ridiculous. We did go to a restaurant for it.
Yep.
Yeah, they charged it was like 40 for like two. I remember that. Because I was complaining about that specifically. I'm like, why is it 20? And then I go to buy six and it's like $20. I'm like, what the? Why? Why are my ciggies $20? Why are my reds $20? They're $10 at home.
Dude, I'm legitimately seeing cigs for rents like around like $7, $8 here.
Oh, they have a deal going on. I think that's why. Every time I see the Marble Reds like deal, like oh buy two get like this much off. I'm like, oh buy two for like it was actually a pretty good deal. It was like buy two for 11. I'm like, what? Like, why do you do this after I quit smoking? After I threw it in the trash? Why do you hate me?
Ari's like, I want you to suffer.
She gave me mixed messages on that. She said it looks cool in pictures, but not for my lungs. And I still don't know what she meant by that.
She says it's okay to use for cosplay, but don't actually smoke it.
It was actually Bro Lime to. It was actually Bro Lime who insisted that I don't smoke at all. And now they're pushing back against me on smoking for cosplay. Except like my one enabler, I was able to smoke nearby because he said I don't care. But okay,
But
I will blow in your direction. Don't worry. I only do that as a seduction method.
ew.
What do you mean, bro? I would ask first before I blew anything into her face.
Ew.
Oh yeah, that is kind of ill if you think about it. Like, never mind. I still ask. I know how you feel, so it's not the same, bro. Some people like that.
Yeah, that's why they're
And
bottoms.
they like sin swapping too.
The Are they French?
You want to know what sin swap is?
I know what happens, but like, are they bottoms? Are they degenerates?
They're just women, bro.
I just don't get them.
It's okay. I've never sin swapped with anybody.
But if Ari asked, would you?
Yeah. I didn't even think about that. I was just like, yeah, sure. I'd love it. It'd be very nice.
But do you know what's also nice? The fact that our homie is coming out of the karaoke though.
Yeah. Oh, he just got out?
I don't think he just got out. I think it's just like it's crazy that you actually have three cosplayers who are female, like dressing up at the carrier con. You know?
Yeah, I know one does specifically. Her cosplayer, actually.
Hmm.
One of them might be like a major cosplayer. Um, so, okay, another thing. Do you want me to explain why I thought that Zin swapping was really good?
Why?
Now, I didn't do it, but homie did it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Bro.
what? It's like a prolonged kiss. Think about it. Prolonged nicotine kiss.
Well, I
It's a
don't,
better smoking thing.
dude.
It's not
I don't do nicotine, so it's not attractive to me at all.
I know. Think of the saliva.
You know, it's really not turning me on. I know that it's turning you on though.
Yeah, it's okay. Everybody has their different things. And plus, I would never do it without, her wanting that. Because I care about boundaries and stuff. I probably would have to, like, if that was the thing, I'd probably have to, like, spit out before I do any kisses. If not. Okay, we're getting on the Thommy bit again. Okay, so homie exit the karaoke.
And there's like three cosplayers who dressed up as Pippa.
Yeah, well, Pippa is pretty If
Oh,
I saw the pod, I just saw it in the wild, like just a random reply to somebody who was being a leftist, something like that. It was funny. I was like, it always odds me out when you see like a random jelly or you see a random Ponko or you see a random Pippa just like in the wild. It's not even related to VTubers. It's just like you see their like the reaction like videos. It's crazy.
bro, look at that cosplayer. Oh my goodness.
I mean, my goodness.
Yeah, I posted
Look,
in the group chat.
yeah, I see it. But what do you mean, brawl?
She has the no ring.
What?
She has the nose ring. You know?
Yeah, I'm gonna. I don't really like. I don't really like those three.
Yeah. It just, man.
I will tolerate a lot of things about, especially my wife. If she ever has any of those things, right? I'll have to be like, yeah, I just have to live with it. I will. I'll still love and appreciate her. But that's it's not. It's not a huge turnoff. It's just like, uh, it's a, it's an, it's a. I can live with it. It's a I can live with it kind of body mod. Same with tats. I can live with them. It's just like it won't be like a huge turnoff, but I prefer not, you know. And I live that myself. I don't have any piercings. I don't have any tats. Cause I'm not a hypocrite, you know. If I got a nose ring, I'd say yeah, nose rings are hot because I have a nose ring. You know.
Yeah, I just don't get it with a lot of people. Also, apparently, Pippa admitted and someone recorded that she just like browses PCG every single day.
I think it's very common. I think she's alluded to that several times.
Yeah, she ego search.
I ego search too.
And it's like,
That's like half the stuff I talk about on this podcast. I'm like, yeah, I searched my name up and people are talking about me again. Just can't help themselves.
I get like why some people do it because of like feedback, but it's like, man,
Well, yeah, I do it for feedback or like if I have to speak up about something. If it's just like random stuff, I like laugh about it. I put it on the wall because I think it's funny. I do it for amusement. I'll tell you the much. I switch my stance. It's feedback plus amusement. I don't do it to seethe. I know some people actually do it to seethe. If we're talking about like the drama sphere stuff, some people look, especially women, like to like. Wait, some women go way too far. They join like private like groups
mm-hmm.
and they try to find what people are talking about them, and then they complain about them on stream. That's all they do. I mean, I kind of complain. I'm just as bad. I complain about it, but I'm not angry about it. People could talk whatever they want about me. I think it's cool. Puts me into the collective consciousness, you know. If anybody wants to be my auntie, I already have the number one auntie, but you guys can go ahead and auntie me. You could be the heretics.
Mm.
I'm gonna name you guys heretics. Ooh, it's so nice. Another thing is, I don't care about Obsect for myself. I care about it more for VTubers, not myself. Because I will go on an unhinged rant about like Obsect failure, right?
Mm-hmm.
So much so that I actually get upset. But if it's about me, I'm just like, oh, it's me. Who cares? It's just me. I don't care. Like you could look up cosplay photos of me. They're there. somewhat care about like if any of my family is put in harm's way, that's another thing.
Hmm.
The only offset failures I want are on me specifically. That's it. And I had that. I actually had mods one time DM me like, you kind of left the address. I can kind of see it there. Not my home address, but like where I was at the moment. I'm like, oh, you're right. I should delete that. But thank you. I appreciate it. I don't even care if people know my real name. I put my real name onto like a signature somewhere. Not the full thing, of course. If anybody knew about my full name, they'd
Hmm.
think, wow, this guy is he sounds like he has an anime last name. He sounds like an anime character. I'm like, okay. At least that's what my friend told me. That's why I posted the Thomas anime name on my Twitter.
Ah.
They made like a meme for me, and I posted it. I'm like, it's my black dude Chia. Your last name's like Chia. Sure, bro. But I'm the guy strangling my younger brother in the photo, the gif. I don't have a younger brother. Well, my sister posted cringe. Cypher keeps bringing up the cringe 100% of the time because she had a slogan and she put Argonian in the slogan. And I'm like, oh no, because it sounds like where she lives now. It's like, oh, that's kind of cringe. Man, I say that. I say that. I care about my family's offset. Now I'm like, oh, this sounds similar to where, whatever, I'll drop it. I'm stupid. Because it only makes sense if I explain, like, the location. But yeah, Argonian. She lives in Argentina. She's with the Austrian painter now. This is stupid.
But it seems like a lot of people are having fun at Carrier Con, you know?
Yeah. Well, first of all, you're on a military carrier, so you're in Hornet. That's really cool. I like Navy stuff a lot. I love boats. Boats are really fun. Like I understand Pippa's obsession with the third lane. I also have that obsession, right? And it was really weird because I actually wasn't a third lane player, like an active third lane player. And I was just watching Pippa randomly, and she talks about third lane. I'm like, oh, you like boats too? Oh my gosh, that's so cool. It's so nice to find have VTubers that have like interests in common, and you don't have to play catch up. Or it's very nice to get them into your interest, or you vice versa. Like I said, there's a big few things that filter me. Remember where Pippa made a Reddit?
Yeah.
Drunk. I was passing out, and I'm like, I'm not making a Reddit. She got me. She got me on the Phase Discord. She got me in the to make a to revive my old Twitter because I didn't use my Twitter for like 6 years or something. I just
Dang.
made the account. I'm like, oh yeah, I had to recover it, and I did it for the Twitter Spaces because I didn't want to miss out on content. And then I'm like, Reddit, that's where I draw the line. I'm not gonna make a Reddit. And I know some people do use Reddit, and especially VTubers.
Hmm.
I don't hold it against you at all. And when I joke and say you're a redditor, I'm just joking about stereotypes. No hard feelings. Because I think it's fine. There's a lot of reasons why you would go on Reddit for like game stuff mainly, or even mobile game stuff. Like mobile games. If you're into mobile games, you gotta be like on a Reddit. I think a lot of times. Or do you know about the Kenshi? Speaking of autism games, do you know Kenshi Dev?
I heard about Kenshi Death from our favorite drug lord, Seth.
Oh yeah. Wait, oh no, somebody's just sharing a post. I'll think about it. But yeah, Seth. Well, I'm surprised. I thought you watched the ant Twitchy.
Uh, Twitchy did that collab? Sorry, the game?
She yeah, she was
Oh,
You,
I heard that she
she's
did, but I don't know.
yeah. I was watching those streams and I was like telling her about the game. Um, but yeah, so the Kenshi dev is mainly on Reddit. If you want to ask him anything, so I would
Huh.
understand joining Reddit just to ask him like questions about the game or development or features that want to be added. Because he's very vocal about like his processes. Well, makes sense because he made an autism game. Of course, he'd be very autistic about his own game.
Hmm.
You have to be kind of like autistic to make an autistic game. You know, it's like a common ground. Like, do you know why? Do you know what those developers do?
What?
You'd like it because it involves a lot of math. They break down the systems in their games, and if you look past the visuals, it's all just like these complex systems that they like to make, like percentage based. Or there's, do you know about luck rolls in those kind of games? It's like your luck stat divided by two times like point 0.3 or something. It's insane. And those are like luck rolls. And then there's the hit chance rolls where there's parentheses involved. Like,
Huh.
uh, your dexterity stat, your parentheses, your weapon stat, and then divided by like three or something. Or no, divided by enemies dodge stat, divided by or yeah, divided by the dodge stat. Or I think it's just a minus. It's minus dodge stat, then minus percentage roll. Unless you're doing rolls where every dodge is a roll, then it'd be their number. You beat their number, and then the armor value is minus or divided by the armor value.
Hmm.
Because armor value is consistent. It's never like dodge value where there's a chance. That's just the roll you beat. Armor value is always something where there's a complete minus. Unless you're talking AC, armor class is completely different. Armor class is the same as a dodge roll. Mm-hmm. So like the full damage you go through for like an armor class. If we're talking about armor class. Sorry about that. That was quite the little rant, and I peaked. I peaked. I don't know. If you're not into like the Tism games, I understand because it is all just a bunch of systems and a lot of gamba. Any more topics for today?
Uh,
Or you need
I find it quite funny that you literally have Pippa ask the question of, "Hey, what is USS Hornet's whole number?"
phone number?
Yeah, whole number.
Whole number? Home number?
Yeah, look at the
What
image
is
I
it?
posted in your DMs.
Alright, I'm gonna listen to this.
Not the image or the
No,
video.
not that one. I clicked on the video by accident.
Bruh.
Nice hit the coffee sad girls.
Yeah, you literally had everyone just type of mind. What comes to mind when you hear about Face Connect?
You
And the
post
biggest answer was coffee, Pippa, and sad girls.
Why do you post these images of me? Yeah, I thought home number. It's hall number. Hall number.
Yeah, whole number.
Who bothered me? What the heck? Why do they hate me? Anyways, yeah, hall Hull.
Yep.
It's 911. Man, you can't, bro. I didn't peek in the panties yet. I don't know her hall number.
But she literally opens it up for everyone, you know?
Yeah, but I mean, like, I don't check the detail. Like when she throws the panties aside, I don't check. This is so weird. This is all because of no girls, isn't it?
It's literally ship girls. You're telling me that you wouldn't find out her whole number?
Well,
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha, harem. You could attest that. I even have on my streams. I have like how many wives in Girls Frontline 2 now? I have like 4 wives or something. Yeah, I think it's okay. I there's a separation between waifu and wife, at least for me. And I think my Oshi agrees because she has husbandos from like Otome games.
Mm.
So I don't see it as a break of any trust. Kind of weird to say, but yeah, I'll say it. I'll stand by it. So yeah, Hornet. I did not oath Hornet yet, though, in Zerlane, to be honest.
Huh.
Like I said, I mostly married the Sakura girls. Especially, you know I have the Tago already married. You know?
I have no idea. I never played Astral Lane. Remember, I don't play gacha games.
Okay, I'll send you what Tago looks like, and you'll agree with me. They're like, oh, okay, it makes sense now. I'm gonna send her race queens. Uh, there's a figure. I'll just send you. Can I send you a link? Oh my gosh, they censored it out there. What the heck? She's the one on the left, but you'll understand. You'll 100% understand where I'm coming from and why I named her. You know, you could name the wives a specific name. You could probably guess why I named the Tago. You can guess just by this image. I sent it. One on the left, by the way.
Huh. I can see why you like her. Reminds you a lot about Irie. But the thing is, her asset is quite bigger than Irie.
Tago's pretty stacked. In this world, they're growing still to this day. Anyways, unrelated. Unrelated. But yeah, you understand. And what the oath name I gave her is.
What's the oath name?
She's not even the biggest in Sakura Empire. It's the cow. The cow is way bigger.
Huh.
The cow's massive. It became so bad that even on Twitter they were complaining about how big her booba is. And I'm like, I have every skin. I also have most of the Atago skins, so that race queen one I have. That's the one I set it to. I have the swimsuit one, which they got rid of actually. They're like, it's too lewd. So only I have it at the moment. Because they pulled it otherwise. I don't like when they pull the skins. That's kind of stupid. But you know, it's a Chinese game, so they end up like pulling skins because like Chinese laws.
Mm-hmm.
Which I'm surprised because looking up there, guys, HK over there has like a big like Coomer skin that I'm totally getting tomorrow. Actually, I'm checking the time. Yeah, I'm getting it in like 5 hours. Oh, you guys don't know. So I had like a B3 one, right? Which means I got like 4 copies of her, right? Can you guess what I did yesterday?
What did you do yesterday?
So I got another copy of her on the free 10 rolls we got.
Mm-hmm.
And then I swiped and got her to max. She's so busted. She is the most busted character in that game. Anytime I do PvP, I just click skill 3 and wipe out like an entire party. It's great. But HK's worth simping over. She's from the first game too, so they have that.
Hmm.
She's bigger in this one though. She got stacked.
Did they up her shippage and tonnage? We need to retrofit her.
Well, this is dolls. They're like mechanical. You know, they're kind of like androids. You know what? It's very weird. Okay, a lot of gotcha characters, like of the major gotchas, they're always like some kind of like artificial woman, but like still women kind of deal, right?
Hmm.
Like I think Azura Lane, they are women, but they're also part ship. Like they're also ships, you know.
Hmm.
So they're women plus ships, and they're supposed to be like judging by how I guess they're native to the area, but they're not like they can be retrofitted. But it's mainly the gear on them because they wear their ships, kind of like Pippa does. You know, Pippa's Yabbit, and then she has the like gun like the attachments. The attachments are the ones that are modified. Um, Dolls like in Girls Frontline 2, they're pretty much androids, I believe, because they even refer to them like, oh, you work on algorithms and all that. So they're just androids, but they're based off of guns. Um, Nikkei is the most messed up one. You know why?
Why?
They have their side. I would call them as cyborgs because they have a mechanical body, but they have their brains intact. So they're just women who were like they take out the brains and then they put them into like mechanical bodies, and then they have like even more messed up is they have cores, which also like memorize how their bodies look, because it's a their whole like image is based off of memorization of how they remember themselves, right?
Bro, you lost me.
Okay, so where did I lose you? Tell me where.
Yes.
Did you understand Azure Lane girls? Ships, attachments.
Ships with memories.
No. Ships with they're girls with attachments. Okay, like look on my screen you see the Hornet. That's her character. The attachments are her carrier design, where she has the runways.
So, are you saying that Hornet could have attachments like torpedoes, right?
Yeah, but no, she's a carrier class. Torpedoes would be subclass.
But if it's just about attachments, then you can just add torpedoes and boom.
Well, if she gets retrofitted for it. I don't think there's too many that change out of their classes though, because usually they prefer to be in their preferred. They're based off the real life shows, so they have to have the same class.
Huh.
There is faction changes. Well, no, Zerling hasn't done the faction changes yet. You know why? Or else we'd have the USS Eugen. You know who I'm referring to, right? She
No.
has like six.
No.
Hold on, hold on.
Again. I don't play gotcha games. Like you're literally just like saying like, hey, these things are
Alright,
like
you know
and like
the actual ship, Prince Eugen.
no,
KMF. You don't know KMS Eugen.
no.
Like, I'll tell you about KMS Eugen's like very specific battle that she was in. Well, first of all, she's like the most durable fucking ship imaginable. She got nuked twice at the USS Eugen and survived. And the only reason they scrapped her was because they're like it's too radiated.
Wait, what do you mean she was nuked twice?
They dropped two atomic bombs near her.
Huh.
She was used for testing, and they did two, and the hull survived.
Huh.
She was still, yeah, it's very cool. And I'll show you. This is the KMS version. Prince Eugen. Maybe you know, but I'm like saying the name very weird. It looks like Eugene in English. Prince Eugen.
I have no idea what this is. Bro,
reinforced.
I don't have boatism.
You don't have boatism?
I
Oh,
don't have boatism.
Dad, please. Someone out there, you have to have boatism so I can feel validated once more. I could give the rundown. Destroyers are a lot smaller ships, but they're usually lollies in this game, or like petite women are usually the destroyers. Like Pippa, I would always think would be like a destroyer if I had to classify her. They are equipped with those guns that Pippa seems to have. I don't think she'd be a heavy cruiser. So that's a heavy cruiser, right? There are light cruisers as well. They're more in the game. They're more for anti-air, so they're good for fighting against carriers who prefer to have aircrafts on them. Same thing. Like Hornet here, she attacks using her. She uses the whatever, because you could equip any like plane to her, right?
Mhm.
Her weapons, and she'll use those planes in combat. It doesn't even have to be from Eagle Union, which is like the U.S. Army, well, U.S. Navy. But did you? So I'll explain the quick rundown of Azure Lake. It's World War II naval battles. That's pretty much it. So that's why they don't have the USS Eugen, because that happens a lot later. Not during this. But going on to Eugen's battle, she was deployed along with you know Bismarck, right? You have to know Bismarck.
I know Bismarck.
Yeah.
With Hood and all that stuff, yeah.
Yeah. She was in that battle. She had to retreat along with the Bismarck, but she scored a lot of hits on the Hood as well. Main contributor to sinking Hood. And yeah, she survived that battle. Survived a lot of northern battles. With like whatever Soviets had. They were like fighting ice caps and all that. It's kind of weird. But she was deconstructed way later. But it was funny because they actually converted her to a different thing. Oh, hold on, there's actually a notification I have to pay attention to. You can speak. Fudge, bro. I'm upset.
About what? That I don't have boatism?
Oh no, there's a Twitter space or something.
Huh. But, Tommy,
Yeah, sorry.
you okay?
Yeah. I got promoted that real quick.
Okay.
I promoted it. It's promoted.
Okay.
I'm just listening to that
So, chat.
side.
The thing is, we now have CarrierCon now ending. So, congratulations on Peppa and Lisa and a couple other VTubers that were there. And shoutouts to all the
Yeah, one because Yiga was asking on.
the what?
Our man live at the scene was at the Lisa one.
Yep.
Yeah, he was like, was it large? And like, it was a pretty good one. Cheeky.
Also,
I still remember.
at the same exact time, you have a lot of the JPs doing like karaoke relays with other JPs, which is interesting.
On base right now?
Yeah. Like Loki's doing a relay with some other Japanese people. You have NASA doing one as well in an hour.
Oh, they're doing an off collab thing. Wow.
But while you're going through that, like, thanks again for going through this. It's like over 3 hours of just mostly Tommy yapping. You know. So again, thanks for coming out. Thanks for actually going to CarrierCon for those who actually are watching this later. And remember, it's not about like Mint graduating when actually she's not, and all the other drama that happens in VTubing. It's just about the fact that you're able to enjoy what you had while it was still there, in the moment that you had it. Because even if you had something later on that recontextualizes it, they still can't remove the feeling of happiness and enjoyment when you're there in the moment itself.
Yep. So I appreciate all you guys going, and I appreciate our live on the ground reporting.
But
Oh, the my chat and the RQ will know it's over.
Thommy needs to end with your bit.
I'm ending myself.
If you're ending,
Chat. Otsu, Thommy. Otsu.
that's not the correct Otsu. That's not the correct Otsu. Nope, nope, nope. It's not the correct Otsu.
You're right. Otsu RQ.
No, wrong. If you want to end with the correct Otsu, you need to do the bit.
I'm not doing the bit. I think.
Are you sure? Are you telling me? Hold up, I gotta pull back up. Are you telling me that you wouldn't Zen swap with this image?
What? Oh no, we're ending, bro. We're ending. I'm going to the outro. Otsu.
No, no. But you did say the correct Otsu though. Say the correct Otsu, bro. You're really.
Otsu, I love my wife. She's a diary.
No, no, it's not the correct Otsu. There's a specific Otsu we do for the stream.
Oh yeah, hold on. Actually I'm stupid. Otsu Chuba.
Yeah, Otsu Chuba.
Okay, I got it.
Okay. For those who are on Twitch, we are going to raid Twitchy because she is a fellow friend of ours. Okay. Let me just copy the link here. Oh no, hold up. I need to actually do this properly on Twitch.
And the intro music muted.
Yep. There we go.